This is Match Week. You are joined by myself, Ardi Emini. We discuss everything soccer from the highs and the lows in the sporting week to the news that is relevant to you. You are listening top of the hour on WMSC Upper Montclair, and this is Match Week! Injected into my veins! Oh, I'm so hyped to be back, guys. So hyped. We are here at the start of the spring 2022 semester here at WMSC 90.3 FM at Montclair State University. In studio for today, I am joined by Luke Cirianni and Steven so I think Steven's running a little bit late today. But it's fine. He gave us good reasons why. We know what's going on. Steven, it's okay, Papa. Nothing to worry about. It's okay, you know? But today, we have a lot to talk about here. First things first, the most important topic of all today. FC Bayern have promoted a U19. He's 17 years old. His name is Ardion Ibrahimovic. He's Albanian, and he has Zlatan's last name. What more can you want from a player? Luke, tell me, what more do you want from a player?
I mean, for you, an Albanian player is all you want. Right?
Exactly.
On a big club.
That's all we need. Ekucezi, come on, my sheepes. I mean, he's a Kosovar. Still counts. I know Kosovo's his own nation technically, but you're Albanian. Doesn't matter. Oh, well. But that is the biggest news today. Match week is over. Goodbye. Nah, I'm just joking. So, Ardion Ibrahimovic, kudos to you, the German national who's a.k.a. Albanian, wants to hide it. He signed for FC Bayern as a U19. Everyone's thinking he was Zlatan's son. No. The GOAT can have many sons, but, you know, is what it is. But we actually have a lot to talk about today, so I have a question for you, Luke. What would you much rather start with first? The weekend preview or FIFA 23's Team of the Year?
Let's start with the Team of the Year.
You want to go Team of the Year without Steven? We're not going to be kind and wait for him?
Nah, he would only pick a Real Madrid starting 11. So
we'll do okay.
Yeah.
A little bit of smack talk to your co-host for your show, but it's fine. It's okay. You're going to insult him, not me. That's how it works, but okay. If this Google Chrome wants to load. Come on. Work. Here we go. And it's working. So, what do you think are some noticeable misses, just to start off from the top? FIFA 23 Team of the Year. That's your cue to talk. Hello.
Yeah, wait. I'm pulling it up.
You're pulling it up, too?
Yep.
We're both just slacking. That's the problem.
True.
If it lets me pull it up, please. Voting is closed, but I can't see who was in the vote.
Yeah, me neither. Wait.
Oh, okay, hold on. We got the I have a great idea. I have a phenomenal idea. FIFA 23 Team of the Year tier list.
Ooh.
So that way we'll see who is like we'll tier list them a certain way. So hold on a second. Let's go create a FIFA 23. Also, by the way, this FIFA 23 Team of the Year is the first one without Cristiano Ronaldo. Just to clarify. Which is pretty crazy if you ask me. I don't know why it's being El Stupido, but it's what it is. FIFA 23 Team of the Year.
How does it not come up as soon? Hold on.
I don't know. My thing is that usually when we have Steven here, he's the one on the computer, and we can just ramble and talk about things. But Steven's slacking. Steven, this is all your fault. Even though you're not here, it's all your fault. All your fault, Steven. But here are some noticeable names that you will not see in this Team of the Year, though. I will say it is Antonio Rudiger and David Alaba. I know 2 Real Madrid players, blah, 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 whatever. But still, the fact of the matter is that not having those 2 is pretty insane, if you ask me.
Yeah, 2 Champions League winner center backs definitely deserve it. And either way, you take, even if they didn't win the Champions League, Rudiger's been a top-class center back. And same with Alaba, right? They've both been around the game for a while. And they're both amazing. They definitely deserve a nomination, at least.
Yeah, I mean, it's just my thing is that, so this is also the first one without Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
And as someone who is touted to be a Ronaldo fanboy, I will say rightfully so. Just for the matter that, oh my God, let me zoom in. I found the list.
Okay.
Hopefully it'll let me zoom in. Can I? No, we're just going to have to do it like this. So let's go here. Boom, boom.
Oh, me too. It's a lot of names. Yeah, Ronaldo, he's had a rough year. Just if it does feel weird to not see him on the list, right? Because we're used to him. We're used to him with the.
So here's the thing. I'm gonna go name by name.
Okay.
It's all mixed up, random players. It's not my positions. Here's the thing I will say. Acuna, definitely like a FIFA one. That's not like a real life one, but Acuna's a decent player. Allison, I feel like this one's contentious, right? Because obviously, in my opinion, it's Thibaut Courtois. I think just because off that UCL final alone, you have to say Thibaut Courtois.
I agree.
If we're talking about the calendar year, is Thibaut Courtois.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people will ask about Emi Martinez and does he deserve a shout? I mean, he's a World Cup winner.
But you're talking about the whole
year,
not just
right?
the World
And
Cup.
then, but people will argue that he's had a good calendar year for helping keep Aston Villa up.
Sure,
so
he
it's
has. But
it's a contentious one. We'll go back to it because we'll make a final list, but we're gonna go over names and stuff and see what we think. Okay,
Yep.
We'll make our own personal team of the years. So we have Acuna, Allison, Amrabat. I feel like that's a World Cup one, without a doubt. That's World Cup performances. You gotta shout. Nico Barella started off the year really hot, then it has gone off a bit of a cliff.
I wouldn't put him in the team of the year. I love him as a player, but I wouldn't put him there.
Jude Bellingham, I think rightfully so.
Honorable man. Yep.
Wissam Ben Yedder. I think it's another FIFA one. I think that's one that people play FIFA and they like him, but I don't think his performances in real life have really shown to be, right?
Yep.
Benzema, I think without
Clear.
a question,
Has to be
clear,
there.
makes sense. Berghuis, he's been good for Ajax, but he's not.
Definitely not.
He's not
starting
upper
11.
echelon. I think he's one that's an honorable mention of being mentioned. You know what I'm saying? That in between of honorable mention and average.
Mm-hmm.
We also have Bernardo Silva. I think rightfully so.
Yeah.
He's been always one of City's top players.
Top.
Baraghi, look, Fiorentina, left back, Italian. He's been solid in Serie A, but he's not team of the year level. He's definitely just a throwaway for some reason. He's in there. Borja Iglesias, don't know how he's getting a shout. I'm not gonna lie. Bunu, World Cup. Bremer, at Torino.
I don't know. I think he's definitely. You could make an argument for him.
I think
Which is-
so.
Even at Juventus, I know he had a bad game against Napoli on Friday, but he's really good.
Yeah, he's a
love him.
solid player. It's just, again, it's about consistency in my eyes.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be team of the year,
Yeah.
Brozovic, I think he's underrated, very underrated. He's 32 now, right? He's in his early 30s.
Starting to get the recognition he deserves, I think.
Yeah, he's a good player. Bruno Fernandes, of course, in my opinion. Casemiro, lights out.
Right now, out of the world.
Won a Champions League, and he's been Man United's top performer in the midfield.
Yeah.
Klaus, I feel always gets mentioned. It's definitely a FIFA pick. Courtois, as we spoke about earlier, deserved. Alphonso Davies. Now, if we're talking about Alphonso Davies in the beginning of the year up until May, June, I understand. But Davies, this past start of the season plus World Cup,
Weaker.
weak than what we expect. I think we have high expectations for him, which is why he's starting off a little weak. So I think he's an honorable mention.
Agreed.
He's a nice shout,
Yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne, of course.
Yeah.
Dembele, now, really good second half of the year. Really, he had a decent start of the year, right? So, because this season is the best season Dembele's had at Barcelona, which says a lot for how long he's been there.
Healthy this time too, right?
Healthy.
Usually.
I think I'm gonna say average. You wanna know why? Just because there's been such high expectations for him for a while, and that he's finally starting to somewhat hit them. I think we have to say average, just to keep it a buck.
Because it took too long to get to that point,
Yeah,
right?
it took way too long.
Yeah.
Diaby, he's been good for Bayer Leverkusen. But he has been lights out, right? Doan, definitely a World Cup one, and it's a good shout. Eder Militao, Champions League, played well for Brazil, still playing well for Real Madrid. Ederson,
I don't know about this one.
I think he's in.
I'm not a big Ederson believer.
My thing is that if we're talking about just this calendar year, I think Alisson has been better than Ederson, even though Ederson has a Premier League under his belt, right?
I agree.
But then again, it's he has a trophy under his belt, whereas Alisson doesn't have it. So it's how are we really going to justify this? That's my thing.
Yeah, you're right.
So
I give Alisson the edge though.
I think so too. I think they're both honorable mention, but I think Alisson's at the top of it, almost there, and Ederson's more towards the back of it.
To me,
you know what I'm
to
saying?
me, it's Courtois, clear cut, and then I put Alisson second, and Ederson definitely below the 2, right?
Yeah. And then we have Fekir. I think that's a good shout.
Yeah, good year.
Fernandez, definitely World Cup only. You can't say just for his performances at Benfica. Phil Foden. Honorable mention, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think he breaks into it just yet. I think he's on the cusp of it, but I don't think he's that lights out, game in, game out talent yet,
Yeah.
You also have Fofana. I mean, honorable mention, but what you do in the Liga doesn't define you, sadly, just because it's Liga. Jeremy Frimpong, the Danny Aaron's meme, we gotta love him. I think it's definitely for FIFA reasons. I don't think he's getting it for performance base. Gabriel Jesus. I mean, it's contentious, right? Because his second half of the season has been lights out, but sadly, due to injuries, we haven't seen much more of him. We're not going to see much more of him for a little while. But in the first half of the year, being with City, like he was a rotation player. Then at Arsenal, we've seen him be lights out. So I think he has to be an honorable mention. I think Gakpo shouldn't be in this list.
He's just like another World Cup one, right? If you want.
But even the World Cup, was he that lights out?
Only in the group stage, yeah. He didn't really do much against.
But
Argentina.
even the groups, like we did the coverage here, the groups. We watched every single game. He didn't look that lights out,
Yeah.
I mean, like Olivier Giroud, honorable mention.
Honorable mention, awesome.
Antoine Griezmann.
You know what?
I think World Cup alone. Puts him honorable mention.
Yep. People forget about him. He's always around, right?
I know. Griffo. FIFA reasons.
Yeah.
Grimaldo, I think FIFA reasons. I don't think he's been as good as he usually is. Gavardiol.
World Cup.
I would say more than World Cup, because for Leipzig, the second half, so like that, this first half of the year, right, the second half of the season for the Bundesliga, he was sensational. Even showing up what he can do in the UCL, which showed from having the likes of Chelsea and everybody trying to buy him for 80+ million, right? So I think he's within a shout. There's like a section between like honorable mention and team of the year. It's like right in that little area. I think that's where he is personally.
Agreed.
Holland, I think deserves it without doubt.
Easily.
Hakimi.
There. I would put him. I think he's there.
Yeah, I would say so too. Teo Hernandez.
Easy. For me, easy there.
Iago Aspas. Why? Why is he there? I think
they snuck him in like we wouldn't notice, right?
Yeah, like makes no sense. You're better off having Ronaldo there for no reason than having Iago Aspas.
Honestly, yeah.
Immobile, I think makes sense.
And yeah.
For
Serie A merchant. Doesn't do anything on the national team ever.
Well, because the national team. Here's the thing: Ciro Immobile is designed to play a certain way, right? And the thing about him is that he's not really thrived to set up in that Italy team. Correct me if I'm wrong, because that Italian team is so midfield heavy, and the defense is so slow because they haven't evolved in a long time. They really rotated players out. That there's only so much that one player can do by themselves up top, right? And that's with having it aging out Insigne and only really having who's even
Raspadori's probably the future of the striker. I think he's pretty solid.
But even you're with what you have Politano,
yeah,
he's okay. Like,
but they got some young guys coming up. I don't know. I just don't. As a starter, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of his on the national team.
Yeah, I just think he doesn't get the credit that he deserves because the team's not set up for him.
On Lazio, he tears it up, though.
Yeah, because Lazio plays for him. Like, the way how they organize themselves. It's the same way how England sets up with Harry Kane. I think that's the equivalent you need for someone like a Ciro Immobile. I don't think Italy does enough for him, personally. Reece James, I think.
Pre-injury, easily.
That's right. He's been injured for most of this year. The second half of the year, he's been injured.
I mean, if you're taking account his first half of the year, obviously he's
his first half of the year, he was coming back from injury. Don't forget.
Right, he's been. You know what?
And then summer, and then he played a bit, and then got injured. He didn't get to play in the World Cup.
So is he even an honorable mention, or is he off the list totally?
No, I think he's honorable mention. I think he has to be an honorable mention, but I think he can't be named Team of the Year because of injuries. And this is the same argument we had when we're talking about Premier League Team of the Season back in like May. It was the issue of being injury prone. Yeah. And that's the one thing I'm worried about for someone like Reece James. He's too injury prone. João Cancelo, clear.
Yep.
Clear. Team of the Year, clear. João Felix doesn't belong on this list, in my opinion.
I agree. I don't, I think on Atletico he struggled a lot with the team he was with, but yeah, you can't put him here.
I mean, I'll make this argument for Kamada had a solid World Cup but did nothing else. He was okay for Frankfurt, but yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, here's the thing, right? How highly do we rate the Europa League? That's my thing. He's a Europa League winner with Frankfurt. They beat out
Barcelona.
mean, Barcelona are currently in it, yeah. But here's the thing: they beat out West Ham when they were on that glory run in the semifinals, and they won in the final. So it's like,
I mean, look at the Europa League this year, right? It's starting to get better with the teams that are in it.
I mean, yeah.
Or those big teams are getting worse either way.
I mean,
however you want to look at it.
I know it's tough when we're talking about a Team of the Year nominee because how highly do we rate certain competitions? You know?
Yeah.
Because it's the same argument about the Ligue 1. Like, how highly do you rate the Ligue 1? That's the question. But Kamada, I think, off of World Cup alone is, I want to say average. I don't think he's guaranteed to be that type of, echelon of a player. Oh, hello. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Shout out to our programming director because my key card's not working. Appreciate you. Have a great class. So here's the thing, right? So moving on from Kamada, we have Harry Kane. Now, there's a lot of hot takes about him. A lot of hot takes. And I'm going to say this right now. I don't think he belongs in honorable mentions nor Team of the Year. I think average.
Agreed. Just
because I think he could have done better at the World Cup. For Spurs, yes, this first half of the season he's been decent. He's been the only real creative with Son sort of lacking. But then if we're talking about the latter half of last season, it was basically Heung-min Son putting up a lot of goals for Spurs and putting them on his back. So it's like it's a give and take of where you can put him. So I think that basically averages out the year.
Yeah.
If that's not like a proper way of putting it.
I agree. He had a down year for his standards, right? And then he ended off the year with that penalty that, went to Mars.
I think it's unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
Kimmich.
He's got to be there, right?
Here's the thing. Years past, I would say clear, but over who now?
Honorable mention, then I would put.
But let's say, like, who does he start over? If we're going to talk about our Team of the Year,
He's not in my Team of the Year, in my starting 11.
He's not in mine either. Because there's also I want to see if they also have. Okay, they do have some of the mentions I want to put too. Okay, so yeah, I don't think he makes it. No, Kobel, I think definitely a FIFA pick. Kolo Muani, I think just World Cup alone, they have to throw the name in there for recency bias. Kostic. Now here's the thing. Kostic had a great first half of the year with Frankfurt, but fell off with Juventus. I don't think that's on the player. I think that's more so on the manager, which is why
Agreed.
I would have to say he. Again, it's like in between average and honorable mention. Like he's just on the cusp,
I don't know. To me, he seems like kind of like an outlier on this whole list. If you look at it,
really,
like yeah.
Because I feel like he deserves to be on this list more than like a Borja Iglesias.
Yeah, you're right. No,
So,
I think just based off his Frankfurt season, I think you put him there. But based on Juventus, I don't know. They're just a whole like struggling team at this point, so I don't really know. Yeah, I agree with you. It's pretty much I would blame like Allegri probably.
Mm-hmm. And then after Kostic, we have Koulibaly. Now he won the AFCON. We cannot forget. He came off an AFCON win, playing at Napoli, played really well. He's been playing great for Chelsea.
It's another guy they sold. Another Napoli sell.
Yeah, but Napoli's still killing it. So
Amazing.
It's like,
yeah.
So I think honorable mention.
Yeah.
I don't think he deserves a starting spot.
No.
Koundé, Barca fans will be upset with me, but I think honorable mention. I don't think he makes it to the list. I think just because, like, the only way, in my opinion, he makes it to the list if he plays like a fullback. But there's no way he plays over a Teo Hernandez, a João Cancelo, or even in that case, like Kimmich could start at a fullback over him. Like,
yeah, I agree.
That's the tough part. So Koundé, I think honorable mention. Toni Kroos,
honorable mention.
Honorable because I feel like Modric
Modric is better than him right now.
But I think it's the point of that, like, without Kroos, where's the stability in the midfield for them, sort of? Because he's rotating in and out, only playing 60 minutes apiece for certain games, and they're swapping him out with Camavinga at the time, and now Tchouaméni, with Casemiro no longer being there. So it's like, for his age, do we still have to give credit where credit is due?
Oh, yeah.
I think honorable mention is a great shout for him.
Yeah.
Like, again, there's like an echelon between, like, Team of the Year and honorable mention, like, just there, And that's why I think Toni Kroos is. Kulusevski. Now, the first half of the year, lights out, clear, up all the way until I would say September, looking sensational. Then he got injured, and he's finally coming back now. But it's like
he's not there.
Here's the thing: leaving Juventus and doing what he did at Spurs, I think, is impressive.
Could have revived his career, right?
I think he has. I think he needs more time to get healthy again and be a full-on starter in that Spurs side again. Because you don't know what's happening with Conte and everything. So I'm going to have to say, for Kulusevski. Again, it's like that. It's that tier between average and honorable mention. I want to put him. Like,
I would probably put him in the average just based off his like consistency.
he's like a high average but low honorable mention. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the best way to explain it. Lewandowski, honorable mention.
Honorable mention. He can't be over Benzema after the Ballon d'Or year.
He really can't.
And that Champions League campaign.
Because I don't think.
Right now he's better, but
Here's
that
the thing.
doesn't mean anything.
If he was still at Bayern, would we be having the argument of him being on the list?
Over Benzema?
Yeah.
Nah, I personally no, but just because of the Champions League, right? Benzema.
Yeah.
That Champions League campaign was one of the best by Benzema.
Now Hugo Lloris.
Nah.
Average.
Bye.
I mean,
Yeah,
he had a good. No, he had a good World Cup.
Right, but there's only
He had a lot of, especially against. I think that England game alone, the amount of saves, that Bellingham shot.
he was great. Yeah, I wouldn't put him over Alisson or Courtois though, personally.
I put him over Ederson maybe.
Over Ederson, yeah, not Alisson.
Probably like a honorable mention then.
Okay, yeah,
He's
you're
still
right.
an honorable mention.
Top three, still honorable. Yeah, you're right.
Magnan. Oh wait. Ooh.
Oh man, hold up.
Oh, hold on. We got someone pulling up that I didn't get to see their face. They're trying to get in. Let's see if it works. You might have to let them in. It is Ben Petruk. Hello. How we doing?
I'm good. I'm sorry for the surprise, but
It's okay.
I saw you and I wanted to see what you guys were talking about.
We're talking about the FIFA 23 Team of the Year, and we're going through the list right now to see who we think belongs on our personal Team of the Year, who belongs on the list, who are players that are missing.
So wait, the year's only in January. So you're doing like predictions?
No, so Team of the Year for 2022. So for the calendar year we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
So for the year of 2022, who was the Team of the Year? And right now we're going through the list that FIFA EA Sports released. Mm-hmm. So we're doing like a little collab crossover episode between games and sports.
Oh, so they're making a new game, and you're seeing does the list of their best teams correlate with your best list?
Yeah, and we're going through of like who's like a like FIFA pick for like to sell packs, and who's like a genuine like, oh, this player's done well, deserve to be on this list, you know?
Well, whatever Mbappe's going to be doing or Messi's going to be doing, like they're going to sell those cards, and make them much coins.
Well, the most contentious thing people talk about is Ronaldo, right? So he's at Al Nassr now, making $210 million a year. Mm-hmm. Wish that could be me. Ronaldo, I'll do anything for you. I can be a stay-at-home dad. I don't care. Give me any money, please. No. But we're talking about, for someone like him, has he done enough to be Team of the Year? And I was going to go into this topic a little bit later, but we'll talk about it now because the first half of the year, right? Don't forget that 3-0 game against Spurs where he scored a hat-trick was 2022. That was the second half of the season. Just to show, like, what of a stature he still has, then fell off the second half of the year for the beginning of the Premier League season. Was sort of non-existent at the World Cup. I wouldn't say it's more Ronaldo's fault. I think that's Santos' fault. So does he actually deserve to be belonging on this list? Because don't get me wrong, I don't see why a Borja Iglesias or even a Ben Yedder belongs on this list over him.
Yeah.
Hit me with it, Luke. I know you're not the biggest Ronaldo supporter, but hit me with it.
I mean, I don't think, to be real, I don't think Ronaldo could be on this list just based off of what 2022. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna agree with you on this one. I don't know.
What's making you flip? Tell me.
Well, he had a pretty. Last year he had 18 goals. Was that 2022?
Yeah, for 2022
18
season.
Premier League.
Yeah, 18 Premier League. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Honestly, I think they sneak him on here just because he's Cristiano Ronaldo, and 18 goals is not bad, right?
But the thing is, he's not though. He's not on the list.
No, I'm saying he should be on the list over.
Is FIFA want to broadcast names to try and get more sales, or?
Oh yeah, of course. So like
they're gonna put Ronaldo on there.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like he's in his twilight though, low key.
No, but the thing is, I don't think they are because he would have been in the nominees, and they would have released him as like a 12th man type thing. And speaking of guests that are running late, we already roasted Steven. Steven, by the way, the roasts have been nonstop since you haven't been here.
Yeah?
We've been roasting everything possible: Colombia, Real Madrid. Steven doesn't know what he's talking. No, we're just joking. But Steven, we're talking about the FIFA 23 Team of the Year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It dropped already?
It's not out yet, but we're going over the nominees, right? And there's a few players that I know you're a little bit upset that didn't make it.
All right, let's see. Let's check it out.
Oh, you're going to pull the list. It's going to take 2 hours. Well, I'm just going to say right now, there's no Rudiger and there's no Alaba. And there's no Ronaldo.
I mean, I'm pretty fine about that.
Your mic's on. You're fine.
It's on? Okay,
Yeah, I turned it on for you.
I'm
a good DJ here. I know how to run a show.
Okay. So I mean, I'm actually fine with this like there was exclusions out of the nominee list. So because
Really?
Wow.
I mean, I don't think Rudiger and Alaba had the most craziest season.
But a Champions League under the belt though, like
I would say maybe Alaba's more deserving about it, but I don't think Rudiger really played much part. I think he came in
In the summer.
he
Right?
came in the summer,
but,
but
like-
still for Chelsea in the first half of the year. Like you have to give credit where credit is due. David Alaba was in that run for you guys for the Champions League, no?
that Alaba. Yeah, but I'd say more contributions came from the attackers and the midfielders than more than the defense.
Wow,
Because-
no respect to the defense.
Don't get me
here.
wrong. I think Courtois is probably
more-
the one who
it's more
carries
so
the defense
Courtois.
more.
Oh yeah, for the Champions League final, we talked about it. Thibaut Courtois.
Thibaut Courtois was the man of
Lights
the match
out.
Yeah.
of the last
so what
final.
do you think? So what do you think they value more? They probably value more offense. So exactly what you're saying is the game wants scoring. If you're thinking about it, the game wants you to score.
Yeah,
the game
I
wants it to
mean-
be unrealistic offensive numbers.
If we're
just
realistically
like in every
talking,
game.
like most of the games were decided by the attackers, and like because most of the times in the games, like obviously we were trailing.
But we're also talking about the fact of like what does FIFA want to sell more? Do they want to sell more of the attackers or more of the defenders, right? Because last year it was the same thing of like, oh, there's three PSG players in Donnarumma, Marquinhos, and Hakimi, and then there's a majority of Man City players for the rest of the team, right? So we're trying to figure out what are they trying to do this year? Are they trying to sell more because it's the last FIFA year?
I mean, we
Ardi,
also
Ardi,
like,
can I just try
no problem.
something?
Yeah.
Name a football player. Any NFL player.
Daniel Jones.
Okay. Name any baseball player.
Syndergaard? Noah Syndergaard?
Okay. And name one basketball player.
Kyrie Irving?
Okay. Two of those three have a very similar thing that they're known for. Kyrie and Daniel Jones. What are they known for? Offense.
Offense.
Scoring.
Okay, yeah.
Being put out there to score points. Of course the attack men are going to be more known because they're the ones that score. You want offense. That's what makes games sell. Madden games are always higher than actual NFL scores. And if you actually went the full distance in time, because I know FIFA speeds up the time, and NBA 2K speeds up the time, Madden is just 5-minute quarters. They score just as much as an actual game in real life. They want offense. And because offense is fun, offense is scoring, satisfaction, and you get all of that through it. And you get the joy of scoring a touchdown, a goal, or a basket. And that's why I think for sure they're going to go offense heavy like they always do. So if there's a defender that's snubbed because he's better at defense than the guy that wasn't snubbed, they're always going to choose offense over defense every time, no matter what. So when you said no respect for defense, no, EA does not have respect for defense.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is because we're talking about like the scope of the nominees right now, right? Mm-hmm. And the thing is, like in the nominees, there's some where it's like, why, right?
I mean,
like,
I think it's an inclusion of the World Cup as well. That's why.
yeah, but Steven, Luke and I were talking about this. Baraghi, right? Left back for Fiorentina, Italian. What did he do? Did nothing for Fiorentina. Fiorentina finished 12th last season, I think, and they're also in 9th right now.
I mean,
They didn't make it to the World Cup, Italy.
I mean, did you watch him?
individually, he's been good.
I mean, I haven't watched him.
Come on.
I haven't watched him. I mean, you watched
I have,
Serie A.
yeah.
But I'm just saying, if we're
But, I mean, you can't. I mean, he's in there for a reason.
I'm gonna say if we're swapping out a defender for a defender, how does Rudiger not make it over Baraghi? That's the point.
I think there's
Maybe-
also a select amount of players from one team that could be probably in the nominee list because
Yeah,
we already
but-
have like a bunch of Modric, Valverde, Benzema, Vinicius Jr. I mean,
I think they also, I don't know, maybe they're trying to like spread out the leagues, right? They don't want to
Yeah,
dominate.
exactly.
They don't want all Prem players or all La Liga. They're trying to
Yeah,
like
but it's not.
get a couple
It's
from each
not.
league.
It's not. We're talking about team of the season where they'll have a dedicated list for each list for each and every single league, right?
True.
Whereas for team of the year, you have to put the top performers. And what has, for example, Baraghi done to make himself a top performer? Like, what's his defensive interact?
I mean, have we watched
Interceptions.
him? I mean, I don't know. I don't like. To
I mean,
rule players out.
I have seen some of Fiorentina just because, like, match week we have to analyze and do analysis here. But like, here's the thing, right? He hasn't done enough where he's breaking it through in the footballing media of where Fabrizio Romano has to make a story about him about is there a potential move, right? Because we hear that about Goosens, we hear that about a Dumfries, we hear that about like Teo Hernandez, like Calabria, Sergine Dest, right? Like there's a host and list of City fullbacks that they talk about nonstop, but yet Baraghi's never made it there.
I know what you mean. I see your point.
Because don't forget, we still have a whole long list to still go through because we still have after what were we leaving off
Like
on?
Magnan.
Magnan?
Yeah.
Magnan.
He's amazing. He's incredible.
Here's the problem. Yeah, Courtois did really good. Now, Steven, our question is, who do you edge more to be the better keeper?
Courtois. It's
No.
weird.
But we're talking about between these two. I'm about to list off.
Okay.
Allison or Ederson? Ederson has
Should
a
be an
Premier
easy-
League title,
should be an easy answer.
but Allison has been the more consistent goalkeeper.
Allison.
Yeah.
Allison, right?
Agreed.
Yep.
Good job.
Good. Agreed. And then I'm trying to think here because here's the names that are coming up after, right? So we have Sadio Mane or Sadio Mane.
Yeah.
I can't get over the Liverpool man.
Was he
Best
on the-
footballer in the world.
Was he on the midfielder list or was he on the attacker list?
I think midfielders.
Oh. The thing is, like, I don't know why they put him there. He's not.
I mean, obviously we're gonna do it our way. We're not gonna like stick to EA's rules because
yeah.
EA. But here's the thing, right? So Sadio Mane, the Bundesliga has been off for 2.5 months. Right? So because of World Cup, but also they take their usual winter break anyway, so they haven't started back up. Mane was injured 2 weeks before the World Cup, couldn't get to play. Here's the thing. Again, he won the AFCON with Senegal.
Yeah.
He played phenomenally for Liverpool, right? As we see them really lacking without having him there. Played well for Bayern. Where...
Was AFCON 2021 though?
Ooh, wait, that actually
it
might be a
was.
valid
Yeah.
point.
It
Yeah,
was
it was
the
in
summer before.
December, right?
Yeah. So
Yes,
that's what
it
I'm
was December. Ooh, so can we even use that as a metric?
saying. I don't think so.
Because you still have because we were talking about Koulibaly earlier, and he was AFCON.
I mean, I think both of them deserve to be on.
Even
the
even
nominee.
even if he did win the AFCON 2021, 2022, I still wouldn't put him in my midfielder tier list because I don't think he's a midfielder.
So here's the thing, right? So we've been sort of going like team of the year status, like they could have a shout for being that good. Honorable mention, and then just average, like why
Did
are
you
they?
guys all
Yeah.
give your like 3? Or
That's what I've been doing. We got up all the way to Magnan, and then Ben crashed in, as we love him per usual. Thank you so much for coming here.
As
We'd love to have
usual.
you. As usual. It's the first time he's done it, But as usual.
Second or third. But I will get out of you guys' hair. I do have to go to class. But
Oh, okay.
much love, and
All
I
right,
always
thank you
love
so
coming
much,
on
man.
the show.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for coming on,
the,
Ben.
it's the now that Dear Hollow Heroes is off the air, it's the #1 sports show in my opinion.
I mean,
Yeah.
supposedly, according to Aunt Maz, we won a MIDI for the second best sports show. So,
they win every year, the silver medal.
yeah.
Hey, they just be like silver and gold with you two. All right, have a lovely
All right.
semester, guys.
See ya.
Enjoy the show.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Ben.
You too.
Appreciate you coming.
Thanks.
Thank you. Now, let's start off with Marquinhos. Marquinhos, where do we rank him?
But okay, I think he's like a little bit in the belower. Like I think he could be there, but he's like not really.
So
there.
that's what I'm saying, right?
A little
So
bit,
there's,
little
like-
bit above average.
Exactly.
A little bit under.
He's like in the middle of honorable mention and
he wouldn't make my team. He wouldn't make my team.
I think, but he's an honorable mention. No,
He's an honorable mention. But
Do we remember how he played against Real Madrid last year?
he played well.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
then
thing
he
because
lost.
that defense, it sort of collapsed against Real because the defense was only just him. Kimpembe looked weak.
same thing against with him with Brazil 2022.
Nah, you can't put that Brazil on him though.
I don't know. He's.
Did
I
he
feel
make
like
his, did he make his penalty?
Okay, no,
he's,
come on.
he's regressing
Nah,
a bit
nah, nah.
for sure.
If he
Well,
made that,
he's getting older.
If he was to
Come
make that penalty though, I would probably maybe.
on. Oh, that's a little harsh.
That's a little bit.
Nah,
That's
it's
a little
not
harsh. That's a little
That's
harsh.
crazy.
Harry Maguire.
Okay, yeah, I know. Okay. That's actually a bit. That's disrespectful to Marquinhos. You compare him to Harry Maguire, bro. Harry
I think
Maguire.
Harry Maguire had a better season than him.
Whoa,
All right, take it- all right, take it
whoa,
easy.
Steven.
Take it easy,
I'm
take
wearing
it
the
easy.
United kit right now,
Take it easy.
and I'm not even saying that. What is going on with you? Let's check his temperature. Steven, he's sounding delusional right now. No, Marquinhos, I think honorable mention personally.
Yeah, he's honorable mention.
Yeah.
Now, this is the contentious goalkeeper that we were talking about earlier, Emi Martinez. He won the World Cup.
Look, man,
Does one save
That's
grant
it.
you?
I'm just gonna say two
Team of the year
words. I'm
status.
gonna tell you just 2 words. Argentina merchant. All before his Boulevard.
Yeah, but he's helped keep Aston Villa up though.
Yeah, I said that, and then he said, and he made a good point. He's keeping Aston Villa up in the Prem.
I
not
know,
getting
dude.
relegated.
It's tough.
hard.
It's
hard.
tough because
no, I mean, look.
I want to say
do you
Courtois.
want a keeper that keeps you up in the Premier League, or do you want a keeper that like
He won a World Cup.
wins you
How's he gonna win the Prem with?
Look,
where-
I just think with the fact that he's at Aston Villa and Aston Villa just stayed stagnant. They really like the fact that they were in the position that like they were about to get relegated is like
Yeah, but do you think that that's his fault or do you think it's the manager's fault?
I think it's the whole team's fault because football.
Yeah, but here's the thing. But again, Emi Martinez is keeping them in the game. You know, like
Absolutely.
he's.
But
the
I
one,
mean, he's not the only player keeping in the game as well. There's like the whole team.
I
is keeping in the
mean,
game.
there was a point where that defense was lacking heavily because they had injuries to Ezra Konsa. Tyron Mings was out. They had sent Tuanzebe back to United, and Tuanzebe went out on loan to the City A. So it's like,
Okay, but it wasn't all Emi Martinez. All of it was not Emi Martinez to bring them back all the way. That's
no, but I'm just saying, keepers do a lot
No,
for
they-
these teams,
they
and his
do.
post-shot expected saves was pretty impressive.
All I'm saying, Courtois won La Liga. He won
The
Champions
but that's
League.
what I'm saying.
And he
But
performed
in
with Belgium in the World Cup, despite their poor
Okay, but
performance.
listen, this is
But
what I'm
he
gonna
still-
say.
He still performed really well.
Both players, I think, both have one lights-out game that everyone will remember, right? That Champions League final, everyone will remember how insane Thibaut Courtois was.
Okay, but stay
also-
consistently wise.
I mean, both players were consistent.
We
You
can't
say they
we can't
weren't.
compare Martinez to Courtois.
But here's the thing, though. But can you compare the La Liga to the Prem then? Because what Courtois has to deal with in the La Liga is different than what Emi Martinez has to deal with in the Prem.
But like Emi Martinez wasn't the best goalkeeper in the Premier League last year.
Yeah, but I don't.
He was even.
Who would
I,
you-
don't-
yeah,
I
but
wouldn't.
who
I
would-
wouldn't even say he was top 5.
Yeah, but who would you say is the top 5 then in the Prem?
I would say Alisson, Ederson, Ramsdale back last year. I would even say Raya and maybe Sanchez and maybe Mendy.
Mendy might have been top
But not
5
even
last
Emi
year.
Martinez. Martinez didn't even break my top 5.
Okay, first off, the top 5 is going to be Allison, Jose Sa,
Okay. Oh yeah, Jose Sa.
Ederson. I think Emi Martinez is 4th, and then it's Ramsdale. If you're talking about top 5 of the keepers last season.
Okay, but he's not even top 3 then. And
But-
Courtois was top 1.
Yep.
In the
but-
Champions League and in the Liga.
Yeah, but then again, it goes back to the point of how highly do people rate the La Liga. That's the thing.
They won the Champions League.
The premise.
But then he won a World Cup. Like you gotta understand.
They beat Manchester
he
City.
won a World Cup.
They beat
dude.
Manchester City, Chelsea,
They beat France
and Liverpool.
They beat France,
Yeah.
Argentina.
And PSG. If you don't rate
the
La Liga,
the 3 most important players for Argentina was Emi Martinez, Messi, and Di Maria.
without Messi, they wouldn't have won a World Cup.
I agree.
But without Emi Martinez, they could have lost the World Cup.
Also-
That last
Yeah,
second save
he's right.
against
But look,
Koulibaly.
without Courtois-
we were commentating
Without
that game.
Courtois in that World Cup, in that Champions League final, we would have not won that Champions League. I'm telling you right now.
Yo, without Emi Martinez, does Argentina win that World Cup final?
No.
With Messi,
'Cause who else do they
with
have?
Messi, they do.
But again, it's not just Messi.
They wouldn't even have
nor,
done- they wouldn't
nor
even-
listen. It's not just Messi, nor is it just Courtois though, because that attack for you with Benzema, Rodrigo, and Vinicius really showed what they could do for you, right?
All I'm saying is that
I'm saying there's an argument to be had.
this was a weak
I don't know.
France side.
Oh, that was not weak.
They were not weak.
They were not
Come
weak.
on.
You know they weren't weak, dude.
Oh my God! Without Benzema, come on.
They weren't weak.
You said too many.
They were
some.
some weak. You can't lie
No,
about
dude.
it.
Okay, look. They
They're not
had
weak.
no Pogba, no Nkunku, no Kante, no Benzema.
Without Mbappe.
We saw how stagnant they were in the first half.
Without
if
Mbappe,
anything,
they're a
Liverpool
weak side.
were giving it at it as in the Champions League final. They had the most shots on target, I think.
But
so.
but
Probably more shots on target than France in the first 90 minutes.
But I don't know. My thing is that literally
The only
there's
reason why-
moments, right? There's moments in my head that cements it for a goalkeeper, right? That Courtois save against Sadio Mane, top of the box. That's a moment that's picture framed in your head about that defines a performance.
But I think we're talking about team of the year, not team of the month.
Emi Martinez, that moment of saving that goal against Koulibaly.
Okay.
Because there's moments that can define a career, so how can there not be a moment that defines a season or a year, a calendar year?
Look.
And what defines the 2022 when people look back on? Do they look back on the World Cup or do they look back at the Champions League? When they think of the year 2022.
Look,
Look,
it's a
but
great
look,
point.
this isn't team of the month, Artie. This is team of the year.
Exactly,
Team of
but
the year.
sometimes-
That you
Yeah,
have to
but-
perform
yeah, but here's
well
the thing.
throughout the whole year.
Yeah, but
that
think
means
about it,
winning leagues, winning Champions
yeah,
Leagues.
but look how many games
and
he
having a
played
good
in
cup.
1 month. How many games did he play in 1 month for Argentina for the World Cup?
He played like 7.
No, it was
There,
like 10,
there were
right?
65 games total in 1 month played for the World Cup. And Argentina played
Oh,
the
okay.
final, semifinal, quarterfinal, round of 16, and then they played what? Four or three group stage?
Three.
Group stage. So he played 7 games in 1 month where he only lost 1 game
Okay.
against Saudi Arabia. And you remember those 2 goals Saudi Arabia scored. They were filth.
Bangers.
Bangers. No one is saving those.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm just trying to be devil's advocate, Steven. You know, I have to do this for the audience. But we have to give a fair shout of who is what and how do we decide it.
It's fair.
I don't even think it's close.
I
think Courtois just it's.
They both have a trophy each. Which trophy do you rate more?
I don't think it's about the trophy, which is more. I think it's who has the most trophies
Still put Courtois
and
ahead
who
of
has the
him.
most consistency throughout the seasons. throughout the year.
Yeah, but would you say that both keepers have been consistent though? They both been doing their jobs. They've been making saves. Both have high post shot expected save numbers. Both have been progressively passing from the back to help out their teams. Like both are doing their jobs, except one plays for Real Madrid and the other one plays for Aston Villa in the Prem.
If you put Martinez in any other club team, he's not going to perform the way he does with Argentina.
If Martinez was in Courtois' shoes, I don't think he would have done it.
If you put Courtois in Argentina, he does the same thing.
I mean,
I think they're both good where they are.
But also, would we say they're two different keepers in a sense?
Well, one's better. Courtois is pretty.
No, because I'm saying Courtois is like taller. No, he's like what 6'5", 6'6". Whereas like Emi Martinez is 6'3", 6'4".
Same now, right?
And like Courtois is a bit length. So my thing is that like two are technically two different goalkeeping types. So just a matter of which would you prefer, you know?
I understand. Yeah.
True. So
Courtois.
Yeah, I agree.
Courtois clear without a doubt. Yeah. Courtois clear. Come on, boys.
You gotta put Courtois there. Come on.
No one from Argentina is getting a shout on this list. No, I'm just joking. I don't care. No, but I think Courtois is a great shout.
You did a good argument.
I mean, speaking of the
advocate, though,
yeah. I mean, speaking of the other Martinez, not the GOAT Lissandro, we're talking about, of course, Martinez from Inter Milan.
Okay.
If we're talking about him at Inter, I understand him being a nominee.
Yeah.
But for Argentina, get out of here!
Terrible.
Yeah.
Off the list.
Horrible.
Off
if he
the
actually had a
list.
good World Cup, then maybe I would have considered him. But
Now Mbappe clear. You can't tell me otherwise. Clear team of the
We
year.
don't even have to talk.
No, he doesn't
Team of the
deserve it.
year. Clear. Clear.
Oh, imagine. Devil's advocate.
Marino. Center mid. Spanish.
Can't even see.
Can't even see. That's why you guys zooming in like me.
I'm blind.
Real Sociedad center mid. Marino.
Oh, Marino. Oh,
Uh,
good season. That's it.
Yeah, but like average,
average.
right? Yeah, he's not honorable mention. Lionel Messi doesn't belong on this list. How dare he? Didn't do
Yeah,
anything.
he's got his own tier.
Yeah, didn't even do anything. Yeah, garbage. That's where he belongs. No, I'm just joking. Definitely team of the year. Definitely team of the year. I think we're gonna have some contentious picks though for team of the year for attackers, but we'll go back to that in a moment. Milinkovic Savic, average. I don't think he had that great of a year. Modric,
Easy.
team of the year.
Easy.
Neymar, I think honorable mention. I don't think he makes it.
I don't even think he's even an honorable mention.
Really?
I don't know. Cause I just man.
I mean, Steven with the hop takes, top of the hour on WMSC.
With all the
Upper
other
Montclair.
players, with all the other players we have on this list,
It's crazy.
like, you think honorable mention like as in what like as a 13th man or like on the bench?
If so, let's say if we were to make a 23-man squad, I think that's who.
'Cause I know they usually have a 13th man. I mean, or 12th.
The
man,
12th
so-
man, yeah,
12th
so-
okay, yeah.
I don't know. I don't even think Neymar's 12th man either.
Yeah,
though.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So I think it's just honorable mention.
I look at the ways like eyes of like, oh, who would be possibly the 12th man?
Yeah. And Kunku, if he wasn't
Oh,
injured,
man.
but he still had a stellar. I think honorable mention without a doubt.
I think
but
he's honorable mention. Yeah.
If he had a full year of not being injured and played in a World Cup, my God.
I remember checking his like the scores for lights pick every single time. Nukuku. Like literally, that man just.
What
he
did
did everything.
Did
He
he
did
have 40,
everything for
40
them.
something goals?
He had like
yeah.
a
for
insane amount of goal
the season or for the calendar year.
But the whole calendar year, he still had an
I think
insane amount
calendar
of
year,
goals.
he had like 50
goal
goals.
contributions in total.
Steven, put the laptop.
I want to like.
Just make a new tab.
I don't know if I'll find it, but
Just double check.
That's fine.
He's
Got it up.
okay.
So just real quick, just to remind everybody, you're listening here on WMSC 90.3 FM, and you're listening to Match Week. This is Match Week. That is correct. And we're talking about the FIFA 23 Team of the Year nominees, and we're gonna shortly make a list of our own Team of the Year. And you know what it is? I'm gonna let you guys know now. You guys are gonna do normal, like realistic ones. Mine's gonna be just as controversial as it could possibly be. I'm giving you a warning now. But I mean, talking about controversial, Darwin Nunez is a nominee.
Goodbye. Get out.
No, I mean,
Do we-
no.
no,
What do you
no,
mean?
no.
Nah, he had a really good season with Benfica.
Yeah, but technically, we're talking about 2022 calendar year.
Yeah.
We had to talk about the different halves of seasons, right? So over the first half of the year, him being at Benfica, solid. Was he
solid?
because he did more in the first half of the season with the group stages and the round of 16 before he made it to the quarterfinals.
He had
you know
like
what I'm saying?
30 plus goals that season.
But also, I think again, it's the argument before I've made of how highly do you rate a league as well? Like how highly do we rate the Premier League?
I think it's better than the Liga.
or the Liga NOS. Sorry, the Liga NOS.
I rate it really highly. I mean, most of the talent comes from there. Most of the top talent. Like we're talking like the best players that come
I
to the Premier
mean,
League.
come on, Victor Lindelof, top talent. Come on.
I was gonna say Bruno Fernandes, but then you said.
I mean, hey,
Lindelof.
come on, Victor Lindelof from Benfica, bro. Don't disrespect. All day.
Luis Diaz. I mean,
No, don't get me wrong. No, I think we do have to rate it highly.
I
but
think these players when they come into the Premier League, they're the most ready.
I think
'cause I think they have
average.
instant
Here's the thing.
impact.
I'm gonna say average just because he's had a horrendous second half of the year.
Yeah.
Just because I think Liverpool have hampered him. I think
He's not even doing that bad.
personally.
At Liverpool.
No. Personally, I think if he was at a different club,
Okay.
he'd be doing better. I think if he was at a Chelsea or if he was at maybe a City or United, or even if he was even at Newcastle,
But look,
I think he'd be
we
doing
haven't
better.
seen Liverpool at full strength though.
But then that's Liverpool's fault though for not signing the proper players.
I mean,
Because
is it really the Liverpool's fault?
Yeah, because
It's mostly like the
they
age-
knew
players that don't know how to take care of
they
themselves.
knew they needed midfield reinforcements. They knew, and guess what? They get a couple players on loan. All of them get injured.
I say you give him time
I'm not
because he's not even
disrespecting
having.
him.
He's not even having
Well,
a bad season.
I'm
right
just saying we're talking about the 2022 year,
okay.
and I think solely based off the second half of the year, he's been hampered. Because I think he had a really good first half of the year,
Okay.
but that's why I think it's average. Because he goes from really good to somewhat subpar for our expectations, right?
Okay.
Especially being $100 million signing. Let's not forget.
He's doing better than Anthony.
No, don't you dare respect Anthony. Anthony's creative numbers have been lights out, bruv. Calm it down. But all I'm saying,
I don't know.
'cause I don't even think Anthony's on this list.
Nah,
He's not on this list. That's fine. I understand why.
he scored that banger of a goal the other day. Oh my.
Filth. We love Anthony. We'll go to the Man United propaganda later, but Anthony's filth. But I'm not disrespecting Darwin Nunez. I'm just saying personally, because I think he's going to be a great talent. I think there's still a lot for him to do.
Yeah.
It's just average because you can't go from one high to one low. There has to be somewhat of like a mainstream line here.
Yeah, I'll say that just because most of his goals were in the 21-22 season for Benfica.
Yeah.
So I'll just say that. Yeah.
That's why you see. I'm being rational about it. I'm not just going to trash on him for no reason.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even trashing on him. I'm still saying he is good. I'm saying he just
No, you're right.
he should have had a better year personally.
Yeah, definitely.
But from Darwin Nunez, we go to Martin Odegaard. Clear.
What a season.
Okay, look, if we're being honest though,
Well,
it's most of 22.
It's mostly this
No,
year.
but after
It's
I
mostly
mean,
right now.
no, I think the year of 2022, because the first half of the season in 2021, he wasn't that good.
Yeah.
But in that second half of the season, he helped pick it up, and he's kept his form up and done even better. So it's like, what do we respect more? Do we respect someone that's been at the same line the whole time, or has had a gradual rise throughout the
No,
whole
we
year?
it's same line. You have, I mean, not same line, but like as like consistency is,
Yeah, but-
what I look for in the 22.
Yeah, but he's been consistently getting better and better, though. It's not like he's been just consistent with the same
But you have
performance.
to be consistently good.
But
You
he
know what I
has.
mean?
I can't remember. I mean, granted, I'm not an Arsenal fan, so I haven't watched every single game in and game out. But I personally don't remember a bad performance from him.
Not a bad performance, but like a stellar performance. Like, you know,
Stellar,
like a
the other
lights
day.
out. You know,
He's
I'm
been.
like- but like, okay, don't get me wrong. Second half of the season, after September, I mean after the World Cup, we came back, or like even before the World
Ooh,
Cup.
wait, actually, you're well. Hold on, I'm trying to think because Premier League had 2 games before the year ended, right?
Yeah.
The games on the 26th,
Yeah.
and then they had what games on the 31st, or they had
Yeah.
games on the 30th.
I think it was 31st.
Like if we're talking like as of now in the Premier League, then yeah, he makes my team of the year. I mean, of like Premier League wise.
Well,
But like as in like players and all like so if we're counting World Cup, we're counting every competition, Champions League,
Yeah.
and like their respective league. Then
so then, what do we think of a Holland then?
for last
who
year,
didn't
what-
get who's the let's because they're not the same
Are we
player.
hopping to Holland?
That's
already?
very different. That's very different.
But my thing is that like they're both Norwegian, so they both couldn't make it to the World Cup. Both sort of started out different ways. With Borussia Dortmund, he was playing really, really well, but again, it's the Bundesliga, so how highly do you rate it?
Okay, but
Yeah,
we can't
that's on the person.
Holland.
But I'm just saying, and then he comes to the Prem and does really, 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 really well.
Okay.
Whereas Odegaard, I think, has been crucial to Arsenal. Because if you take Odegaard out of Arsenal for this
Yeah.
2022 year, where do you think Arsenal is?
not first place.
Exactly. Like, he's been a whole crux to that team. You know? So it's like, I think he's personally an honorable mention, but I don't think he makes team of the year.
Yeah.
I think Neymar gets it over him. If anything, 'cause-
No. I think Odegaard's had a better year than Neymar, personally.
serious?
I'm being
No,
100.
come on.
This is already being 110% serious right now. I think he's had a better year than Neymar, without a doubt. Martin Odegaard.
I don't know. About
with
that.
all of 2022.
All of
All of 2022.
All of
That's
2022.
crazy. No, that's crazy.
You're insane, Ardi.
That's
I am. I'm absolutely insane. That's why this is match week.
That's Ardi's
Besides the
hot take
point.
of the day.
Hot takes. Victor Oceanman.
Honorable mention. He's
OC Main.
a baller.
He's been killing it for Napoli.
Okay. Second half, this season right now, starting for the Serie A. Man, this guy.
This whole year he's been good. It's not just the second half of the year.
Napoli, it's because Napoli last season, towards the end, obviously they
petered off, but he was still scoring.
They were
goals,
kind
though.
of picking it up though. Yeah.
Yeah,
but don't get me wrong. But
but that's sort of the same argument we're having with Odegaard though. Was that a slowly doing good, doing
yeah, but
good,
I wouldn't
amazing.
I wouldn't put a player like that as well because I like to see Neymar.
You don't think he belongs in top?
Neymar's my standard right here. Neymar's 22 is my probably standard because if he
that's a low standard you're putting. I hope you know that.
low standard. Are you serious, Ardi?
The only good performances he had was in the World Cup.
Ardi.
He's been ghost all
No, he
year.
wasn't. He's been
ghost all year.
He was
Mbappe he put him on his back, piggyback ride style, and he's been carrying him throughout the year, bro. Him and Messi have been more influential for PSG than Neymar.
Well, yeah,
That's such a lie.
yeah. No,
That's not a lie.
No, you're right.
That's not a lie.
Right now, he's under both. of them.
Mbappe was a more influential player, but Neymar was second.
No,
No, bro,
Messi
what
was
are
more
you talking
influential,
about?
dude.
Messi was third. He had 6 goals, 6 assists last season.
Okay, but dude, you know Messi does more on the pitch than just scoring goals.
Thank you, Ardi.
No, he hit the
Thank you,
post
Ardi.
at least 30 times that season,
Ardi's
2022.
right.
Okay, exactly. That's just unlucky hitting the post 16
Okay,
times.
but oh my God, you can't. You know the way you can say.
I'm
that.
saying for
I actually
about
follow
PSG,
League
Listen to
One
him. Listen to
somewhat.
him. He's right.
I'm
Ardi's
just
correct.
saying
No way.
when it comes to PSG, Messi and Neymar Messi and Mbappe did more than Neymar.
Absolutely.
It's just a fact.
Absolutely.
No, there's no way.
Absolutely.
No, you can't say that.
I can't say that.
And-
No,
and
no,
then-
you guys haven't watched.
Who's in the World Cup final? Who's
then-
in the World Cup
and then-
final?
and then in the-
Messi and Mbappe.
And then
Thank
in
you.
the
That's all I gotta say.
and then in the Champions League that year, which was 2022, Neymar was third under both of them. Who destroyed Man City? It was Mbappe and Messi.
Bro, have you seen that Neymar performance against Bayern?
Cool,
There's no
Bayern.
way. Bayern, the Champions League Bayern.
Oh, last year?
Yeah.
Were they in the was that group stage?
Wait, which
No,
game
2 years
talking
ago.
about?
2 years ago.
Well, if you guys-
We're talking about the year 2022.
You're talking about the 2 years ago, though.
No, 2020. Wait, no, Man City was last year. No,
No, man, yeah, they played Man City in the Champions
in the
League.
group
dude.
stage.
No, not group stage. I thought they played in round of 16. or
I'll
they,
try-
quarterfinal.
no,
I'll try
they
to
lost.
find
They
it.
lost to Madrid in the round of 16.
Did they?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Who.
I'll try to look. I'll do
Double
my.
check
I'll
the
do-
game.
I'll do my little
Steven,
research for
on
you
the computer.
because I know for a fact Neymar had at least second best season.
Okay, we'll put that on hold for a second because Otamendi doesn't belong on this list. Even for a World Cup sake, he doesn't belong on this list. Parejo doesn't belong on this list.
Nope.
Pedri,
Yes.
yes.
Don't say. Okay.
Honorable mention.
I thought you were gonna say.
No,
average.
honorable mention.
Okay.
Clear. His World Cup, insane.
Incredible.
Pellegrini,
Nah.
average.
Yeah.
Good, but
He's having a rough.
not good enough to be honorable mention.
He's having a rough year.
No, I think this was a hot take. Perisic did well for Inter. He's been iffy for Tottenham, but did well for Croatia in the World Cup.
In the middle of average and honorable mention.
Exactly.
I would
It's
say.
like that little.
There's too many good players on here to put him in the honorable mentions.
I
No,
know.
you can't just say honorable mention like that. You can't
I
just,
think
you
average.
can't throw
I
it
think
out.
that's average.
When I say honorable mention, I say 12th man.
But that's why I
13th
think
man.
he's average. I think Perisic is average.
No, yeah,
Just like
Perisic-
Rabiot. Rabiot's average.
Yeah, Perisic's average. He had a good season. but-
Rafael Leao.
Honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
Honorable
Has to
Okay,
be.
honorable mention.
Has to be.
He's something.
Declan Rice.
Nope.
I think even
Average.
below average
Yeah,
because he has such a good first half of the year
Yeah.
and just really fell off. Was decent in the World Cup, obviously, but just fell off in the
insane
second
how
half of the
much-
year.
I don't see what everyone else sees in him. I guess I just don't.
I
don't
just
know.
don't think that he is what everyone expects him to be.
He's not
Yeah.
that good.
He's box to box, but he's not a 6, and he won't carry a team. Like, if you're, in my opinion, if let's say for United, right, Christian Eriksen, if Eriksen gets to the point where he can't really play anymore, I can see Declan Rice filling that role well. But this is again like 2-3 years time, maybe. Well, that's the point I'm making.
Not even, man. Christensen is like
Christian Eriksen.
Christian Eriksen, you're not replacing him.
I mean, just saying. If but then again, it's also Casemiro. How are we gonna replace Casemiro?
You guys are not.
bro?
You guys are not replacing Christian Eriksen or Casemiro.
Oh,
They're
we're
replaceable.
we
Once you lose those
are-
players,
Oh.
you take those players out of United.
So
They're
sad.
not even getting top.
And once you lose him, you find someone better than Declan Rice because you don't want him there. You don't want him.
Give
there.
it
those are
Chelsea.
one of a kind players.
Give me Chelsea.
You guys are-
Rodri.
Mm,
Good season.
he's pretty good.
No.
I think honorable mention.
Yeah.
No, he did well for City.
Okay, no, he
all
did. He did really
year.
good. He did really good.
He was good for Spain. Played out of position.
Don't get me
and
wrong,
stuff as
yeah.
well.
He
So I think it has to be
did-
honorable mention. I don't think he's in the starting 11.
Honorable mention for what? To get it in the team. If we're talking like,
Here's the thing. There's
I hear-
team. So here's the thing. There's
I hear
players,
us saying honorable mentions like we're just throwing it out like
listen. There's team of the year quality players.
Okay.
There's honorable mentions of players who could be but just weren't good enough, and there's just average players.
Okay. I guess yeah, you could put. I think there's need to be like a little tier like with honorable and then like team of the year quality. Like oh.
I mean,
They were just about
it'll
to hit
show. It'll show when we do our team of the year teams. We're gonna make our own.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, then I'll say honorable mention. Yeah, he really.
Yeah. Honorable mention. Romero, I think average. Even with the World Cup, average. I mean, he's a World Cup
He didn't
winner.
even play. He didn't even play. It was Otamendi.
No, he played a lot. What are you talking about? It was him. It was him and Otamendi most of the time. It should have been him and Lisandro Martinez. Let me started. I want to say like lower echelon. Honorable mention. Lower echelon.
Who?
Like Romero. I think like let's say like the space between average and honorable mention. I think that's where he is.
Yeah.
Personally.
Okay.
Because it's so hard because he won a World Cup, dude.
Yeah, but he
He
wasn't,
won a World
It's like-
Cup.
he wasn't that good.
Well, he wasn't that like.
But he contributed to a lot. That's the thing. We can't
I wouldn't say a lot.
disregard. We can't
compared to the likes of Emi Martinez and Lionel Messi. You think he contributed that much?
I mean,
I
he-
think Otamendi contributed way much more.
No,
than Romero.
Otamendi was their biggest flaw in the back line, dude. He was cleaning up for him a lot.
Wait, what? No,
come
In my
on,
personal opinion,
Ardi.
Otamendi doesn't belong on this list.
Okay, that's
Otamendi doesn't belong in this list of nominees, personally. Romero, I understand more.
Otamendi had a better World Cup than Romero, I believe.
He had a better
I
World
firmly
Cup.
No, he
believe
did
that.
not. No, he did not, bro.
Oh man, I don't know.
Otamendi was garbage. We can even ask Annabella Poland, our resident Argentinian, and she'll agree with us. She will. She'll agree without doubt. Anyways, moving on to the next one. Ruben Dish.
He's in the year for me.
He's in Team of the Year for you.
No. Honorable mention.
I
What do you
think
mean?
I think I have to go Team of the Year with this one.
He's your start. You solidify him as a starting.
Who
center
starts?
back.
Who starts over him?
Yeah, you know what? Those two center backs are gonna be hard. I have a whole team of the year
No,
in my head.
I think Ruben
just-
Diaz is the only one that's made.
it-
It's clear for me.
In my opinion, the starting two is gonna be Ruben Dish and Militao. I don't see anybody else taking that center back spot. Maybe Van Dijk, maybe.
I'm trying to think.
But even so, Van Dijk didn't even have that good of a year.
Thiago Silva didn't have that great of a year, right?
I think out of
Thiago
all the
Silva had a
center
good
backs,
year.
That's
Ruben
what-
Diaz is the only one I would probably put in that team of the year.
Yeah, 100%. Now, Bukayo Saka, boys.
Baller,
Honorable mention.
baller. Yeah, honorable mention.
Man, if he kicks it up though, he'll make that team of the year.
He's even better this year.
Mo Salah.
Ooh man, I
Honorable
don't-
mention.
Honorable mention. Just
You can't-
but
yeah, you can't
but he doesn't break the squad
you-
compared to the other.
You can't put him lower than that.
Heung-min Son.
Honorable mention.
Amazing, honorable mention.
I think average. He's done nothing the second half of the year.
But the first year he won a Golden Boot.
Yeah, but most of the goals he scored were in 2021, though.
2022.
No,
It was towards the end of the season.
a majority of them.
Remember
I thought
he
were
had
scored.
he had to catch up to Mo Salah.
Yeah, but I thought a majority of his goals were scored in the 2021 part of the year.
No, it was 2022. Because I remember like he got hurt and then
Why
he picked,
don't we double check it up, Foot Mob?
He picked up. Because I remember like it was like close. It was like somewhat of a race.
I'm gonna see real quick.
And then like Mo
Heung-min
Salah was
Son.
clear. I was like, oh yeah, Mo Salah's gonna win it. And then Son just scores like hella goals out of nowhere. I'm sorry.
There it is. Steven, you're learning. It's fine. Let's see. Let's go here. Let's go career stats. Premier League 2021-2022. Matches started. That's not what I need. I need a fixture list. That's what I need. Match stats. Let's go Premier League. Okay, here we go. Where did he score? He scored from May. He had.
Yeah.
Let's go from May. So May 22nd, 2 goals against Norwich, a goal against Arsenal, a goal against Liverpool, 2 against Leicester. Steven, you actually might be right. I apologize. Hat trick against Villa.
Yeah. That hat trick was like.
He's there. Come on.
Yeah, I apologize. You're right. Second half of the season he scored. Why is it like it's? Oh, you know what it is? It's that really big loss against Spurs United had. I don't even remember the 6-1 one.
Yeah.
It's like living rent free in my head, even though it was like pre Ronaldo and it was bad. I'm scarred. Scarred for life. Scarred for life. Okay, no, I think Heung-min Son's honorable mention then.
Yeah.
Sule, average.
Average.
Yep.
Chesney. I mean,
Last year, average. Or, well,
had a
when
great
you,
World
when you
Cup.
when you take the World Cup into account, different story. honorable mention, but he can't be.
I think still average personally. I don't think he makes over Magnan and Ederson and Allison and Courtois.
Even against
and
France, he
Martinez.
was solid against France too.
He
right?
was.
To be
He was.
fair.
But to be honest, I think the World Cup carries his average rating because I think he was okay for Juve.
He was.
No,
he
he
was.
was-
He was actually pretty
he
clumsy
was-
last year, pre-World
Yeah.
Cup. Yeah.
Tuchemani.
No, not last year.
He kind of picked it up in the World Cup, and
He was really good for Monaco.
he was really
though.
good for Monaco, but
I think average, not
Yeah.
not honorable mention.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think he just makes a list. Just like I mean, look at me, I had a really good World Cup, but
Terrier shouldn't be on this list personally. He had a really good first half of the year, but has been ghost since then.
Yeah.
Thiago Silva.
He's there. To me, he got the starting spot in my team of the year. Was that crazy to say?
that's super crazy. To say.
It depends who you're talking to. If we're talking to Besmer Zuda, a resident Chelsea fan, he'll say you're stupid for not putting him there.
You don't think Militao had a better season?
Who?
Militao.
Militao. Here's the thing, right?
Oh, there's two center
Thiago
backs.
Silva.
I could start Militao on the other side.
What about Ruben Dish though? My thing
Yeah,
is
I
that
don't
Thiago
know.
Silva, for his age, and he's basically carried Chelsea's defense.
Dominant.
I think he has to be with.
So you think he makes it? Well, I'll just bring up defenders that I have in mind.
I think he's team of the year quality.
Yeah.
I don't know if he starts, but I know he's definitely team of the year quality.
He's 100% honorable mention.
I'll have a mention.
Can't
Yeah,
put him-
I agree with you on a mention.
He's-
But if you're talking about team of the year starting, then
How old is he now? 36, 37, 38.
yeah.
Doesn't look like
Don't
it.
get me wrong.
when
I
watch
think
him.
I think his honorable mention. I think he could somewhat break the list.
Here, let's pause it for a second with him because you also have Tamori right after him on this list.
I think tomorrow had a better season. Man.
Wow, I don't.
know. It's close.
Wow. about that one?
Very
He won
close.
Serie A.
Did it? No, wait. He wasn't. Was he there when they won the Scudetto?
Yeah, he was there.
Because did they sell him in January? Or did they sell him in the summer? No, he was there.
He was
He was
there.
there. You're
He was
right.
there.
He won a Scudetto, but he didn't get called up for England though.
That was just a Southgate moment. That's not
I
his.
know, but
he
dude,
deserved every right.
We have to
be.
take it all factors because
he would have helped England a ton.
this is tough.
Man, I forgot
it's
about
tough.
Tamori. Wow. Okay.
Tamori.
You can't let a
Tamori.
bad coaching decision give him a hit for.
Here's my rationale, because there's still two other center backs we're gonna talk about. I'll mention them right now: Upamecano and Van Dijk. How does Tamori rank over Upamecano and Van Dijk? Is he over,
Better than
below?
Upamecano, equal with Van Dijk.
But is Van Dijk team of the year status this year?
Don't
Or
know.
is he honorable
To
mention?
me, he's not on my list.
I wouldn't put him.
I
no.
put honorable mention then, but honorable mention. But
Yeah, so then Van Dijk's honorable mention. So do we say then that Tamori's honorable mention?
Yeah.
So then what about What do we say about Thiago Silva then?
about to break the list.
I still put.
I think
I still-
that's in my about to break the
to me,
list.
Thiago
Here's the
Silva.
thing: if we were doing a three at the back,
I'd rather do that, to be honest. with
but here's the
center
thing:
backs.
if we were, I don't know if we can, then it would have to be Thiago Silva, Militao, and Ruben Dish.
If we're doing a three to back, but I mean, this is
This
is just any defender. This is any defender
Thiago
needs
Silva
to-
does have to be honorable mention. I think he just has to be.
Yeah, 100%.
Tonali, won a Scudetto.
Honorable mention, but he's not.
Yeah, honorable mention.
He's really good.
Kevin Trapp, I don't even think he's had a good year. I don't think he belongs on this list.
No.
In comparison to Emi Martinez, Courtois, Allison, Ederson,
They snuck him in like we wouldn't notice.
Kieran Trippier,
He's on my list.
team of the year for me.
Team of the year for me too.
Team of the
Really?
year.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
100%.
Goated. Lights out this year. We already talked about Macano. Federico Valverde.
Baller.
See, I was thinking about this.
Honorable mention.
I don't think he breaks in the midfielders though.
Not starting. No.
De
But-
Bruyne,
See, the thing is,
Modric,
and then it's either
and-
between. So for me, I had Bellingham, but then I was thinking about it. I'm like, wait, Valverde had.
Ooh,
Valverde-
I wouldn't put Bellingham over Valverde.
Who do you have put?
No, over Valverde? I wouldn't have put Bellingham. over
I'm
Valverde.
just saying I didn't look at the list, but when I started looking at the list,
Also,
I saw
the
Valverde.
disrespect here. Where's Camavinga?
Nah.
Camavinga is more influential in the World Cup and for Real Madrid than Tuchemani's been.
Did Gavi get a
For
nominee?
Monaco-
No.
Gavi didn't get a nominee either.
But Camavinga
Oh,
wasn't that influential
weird.
for Rennes in the second half of the season.
You know, Camavinga has been at Real Madrid for this whole calendar year.
Yeah. I mean, you're right, correct.
So
But he still hasn't been that.
he won a Champions League. Here's the thing: when you guys
Because
subbed him on,
this
when
is
you
when
guys
it's-
subbed him on in the second half of the game, he helped solidify to make sure that nothing let up. He was crucial.
come on.
That World Cup final, you saw with me, Steven. They subbed him on a left back, and he changed the game for them, dude.
Yeah.
Helped them bring him back.
No, don't get me wrong. I think he had a really good season, but I mean, against the likes of other players.
If we're talking about against a Gavi, Pedri, Bellingham, and
all those
Tushmani.
players did better than Camavinga.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, he's right. No, I agree.
All right, I give you respect,
Wow,
Steven.
no, don't
I
get
give
me
you
wrong.
respect.
I thought you said-
I give you
I
respect.
thought you would say Camavinga.
You're a better man than me.
Nah,
Wow.
I wouldn't say that.
Vinicius
I'm not-
Jr.
Honorable. With that front three, he doesn't crack it.
Nah, yeah, he's like about to break into the list. It's because all the other attackers that are on that list.
Because personally, I think you play a midfield three of Messi, Modric, and De Bruyne, and we call it a day. Personally.
I mean, the thing is, Messi's not a midfielder.
He's a center forward / cam. We can get away with it, boys. Come on, we can get away with it.
Come on.
Want to make Vinicius make the list, Steven? I'll throw you around with your bias in there a bit. I know you. I know you're thinking that.
He breaks
I
it.
know. I know
Not
you're
even like
tempted.
the thing is like on the other
Steven,
attackers you'll have.
I know you're
Okay.
tempted, buddy. Come on.
Nah, I'm not that tempted actually. Look, don't get me wrong. Like man,
He's had a great dude.
he's like 14th man for me.
14. I think he's 12th man.
Okay, nah.
If
Wow.
he if no,
Yes, okay.
oh how no, but ooh
13th
wait
man,
hold on a second.
13th.
We make him 12. We make him 12th man, right? But we somehow find a way for Holland to make it into the team.
No, Haaland.
Mbappe, Holland, and who else?
Come on.
No.
Mbappe, Holland,
That's your front three?
Messi. But no. But who? What if we did Vinicius, Mbappe, Holland, Messi at Cam, Modric,
No.
and
Bruyne.
and De Bruyne? Huh?
And I would agree.
We could get away with it.
I would
It could
agree-
work.
I would agree if ever putting
Huh?
every player in their prospective
Come on.
position, then yeah, I'd say so.
Come to the dark side. Come on. let's be a little fruitful. Come on. No. But also Vlahovic.
Honorable
I'll
mention.
mention.
Not even. I think average.
You
Really?
serious?
I don't think he's done nothing the second half.
Oh
of
yeah,
the
you're
season.
right. You're correct.
He's been injured
You're
for
right.
a minute.
Yeah.
He hasn't really done much in the second half.
And then we also got to talk about Antonio Rudiger, who I think is average.
I think he was average.
Average.
I agree with you.
And then David Alaba, I think, has been disrespected. Because personally, I think he starts over Eder Militao in this list.
Yeah, I think.
If we're talking about team of the year, in my back two, it's Alaba and it's
I think they're equal.
Ruben Dish.
Alaba starts in your team.
Yeah, I think Alaba starts without a doubt. Without a doubt, dude. He was insane for Real, dude. Insane.
All right.
He's not in my list.
All right, boys, let's make it
Well, I think he
our
breaks-
team of the years. Let's make our team of the years. By the way, you guys can steal my front
Have
four
like a
idea. You
picture
can't
of
steal my
mine.
front four idea.
Okay.
No, not for the vote.
No,
I'm
but
not
you-
doing
you-
the vote.
I have one too.
You
Actually, I already made
can't
it.
can't use the front four thing because Messi's not a midfielder in the game.
Can't. Yeah, you can't.
Fine. Fine. You guys are rude. So while I'm making mine because I didn't do it on the voting because I thought it was just I didn't like the nominees whatsoever. I'm gonna make mine right now. You guys can go over yours and explain it.
Can I start?
You start.
I remember it from the top of my head. So
Position.
goalkeeper Courtois. End of the conversation for that. Should be self-explanatory. Left back, I got Teo Hernandez. Center back, I will put Militao in there, and I do think Thiago Silva deserves that. I know you guys don't agree with that. I put Thiago Silva there. What he's doing at his age is incredible. Right back, I'm not a big fan of Hakimi, but I will put him there. I think he's right there. Midfield, Modric, De Bruyne, lights out. For the third midfielder, I will put Pedri. I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, I know we didn't mention him. I know you guys kind of like mentioned Bellingham above him, but I think Pedri deserves it. Front three is pretty easy for me too. Messi, World Cup winner, GOAT. Benzema, Ballon d'Or winner, deserves that. And then Mbappe, of course,
Yeah.
right? What do you guys think of that team? You guys probably have a lot
I
of the same.
respect it. I respect it.
I respect it. It's just the Pedri one.
What would you change? Who would you put over him?
Pedri?
Bellingham?
Put Valverde.
Yeah, maybe it's it's close. Last year, this year,
Close.
Pedri pulled away this year.
If
from
you
everyone.
compare goals and assists right now, man,
Yeah, but all right,
and
he's a
in the
midfielder.
Champions League and La Liga, I don't think Pedri has those, man.
Not yet. Not yet.
We're talking 2022, man.
You're
My
gonna-
thing
you're
is,
gonna-
I'm struggling to find a third midfielder for this list.
It's gotta be Pedri.
See, the thing is, like, are you
Pedri.
serious? Okay, look. All right, you know what? I'll just say my list. I'm gonna start for the attackers because I think it's clear. Mbappe, Benzema, and Messi.
Oh, actually, I just messed up. I gotta fix mine.
All right, well, we done with the attackers. For me, the midfield, obviously, we already know the two clear ones. We have Modric and De Bruyne. I had Bellingham as my third, but I will change him to Valverde. I'm changing him to Valverde because I think he had an amazing start of the season to 2023. and also he played such a crucial part in the Liga and in the Champions League, like such a crucial part, because he was really versatile and he's a hell of a player. I mean, oh my God.
It's okay,
Sorry,
Steven.
I'm
It's okay.
sorry.
We're gonna get through it together,
Steven.
Steven.
I
We're
will
gonna
get
get through
there.
it
I'm
together.
sorry, guys. All right. He's an amazing player. He's outstanding. He's a workhouse, and yeah.
Workhorse.
Workhouse.
Like I said, we're gonna get there. We're
Yes,
gonna
we'll
get
get
there.
All right.
Sure, slowly but surely.
And my defenders, it's a little bit. It's not.
Oh, boys, we disrespected a name.
Who?
Bernardo Silva.
Okay, so he was really.
Does
good.
he deserve a Team of the Year shout?
And it was in the midfielders.
Maybe.
He wasn't. He was excluded as well.
Oh, he was like at all on the list.
Not on the list.
Why not?
Rodri De Bruyne, dude.
I think it's because he was playing majority of the time. Like it was like a.
He started. He
he's a ro-
started most of the games, man.
He was a rotational player somewhat
He
Wait, so-
started. He started nearly every single game.
for Man City.
Yeah.
So you have Valverde. as
What
your
about
third?
Casemiro? Does Casemiro deserve a shout?
Nah,
No.
sorry.
You don't think he's been consistent enough this whole year with what he did for Real and for United?
If you're
Comparative to Valverde. No.
If
What about Kimmich, Cruz? We still
No.
mentioned
Valverde,
before.
No.
no, no.
I still got Valverde as well. Here's the thing. My question is not just because I'm a United fan or anything, just because years prior, Bruno has had some shouts that I didn't agree with at times. So, is Bruno Fernandes within the conversation off of recency bias?
No.
Not for my opinion. I'm just curious because
Casemiro has been a better midfielder than him.
No. Yeah.
no, Eriksen. You can say Christian.
Oh, and
Eriksen.
Eriksen.
There we
No,
go. Like, come on.
right now, Casemiro is your best midfielder.
Yeah, well, Casemiro. I mean, Casemiro has been with United's needed this whole time, which is a center defensive mid.
Yeah. So
I say this year in and year out.
Christian
And
Eriksen,
everyone's like,
I
oh,
think
Ardi,
it's
how-
somewhat on the same level as him. I'm gonna say, but I think Bruno Fernandes has been under average actually, below average for United.
If you say so, Steven.
Okay.
If you say so.
All right, so
I'm just trying to find out. Oh, does Bruno Guimaraes get a shout
He was really good, but
for Newcastle?
no, he was outstanding for Newcastle, but he doesn't make it just because
He doesn't make it.
of the other.
Phil Foden.
No. Stop.
I'm throwing names.
Not top 11.
Fabi.
Are you trying to throw this into the top 11 or are you trying to throw this into honorable?
Top 11.
No.
Honorable mentions. I mean,
see, look,
Goretzka.
we already know Modric and Bellingham. Modric and De Bruyne is our top two.
Oh wait, what about Odegaard? I mentioned him before.
No.
Martin Odegaard.
Valverde. I'll bring up his
What's your
goals.
back line?
My back line. I'll bring up my back line last because I think it's the most.
I think we have the same goalie, right?
Goalie, I have
Obviously.
Courtois. Okay, that's my back line. So, okay, it's a little bit iffy, but I have Ruben Dias, center back. I mean, the thing is, so I put it as a defender because I have more fullbacks than center backs. I have Trippier, Ruben Dias, Joao Cancelo, and Reece James.
Reece James. We were talking about Reece James.
And we're talking
earlier.
about Reece James. He was the best right back in the world.
But
yeah,
before-
but
before- pre-injury.
He's been injured for most of the
Pre-injury, he
year.
was the best right back in the world.
Yeah, but he's been
pre-injury.
injured for most of the year. Don't forget, in 2022, he was coming back from injury. He missed the first 2 months.
And then he
I still think
re-injured for the World Cup.
he was so good for Chelsea. I
Yeah,
think he was super important for Chelsea.
I don't think he's. But I think off of consistency, we have to say Kieran
If I say
Trippier.
consistency, I say Trippier is better. Don't get me wrong. But if anything, if it's not Reece James,
I'm giving the final list of players. You guys can't tell me otherwise.
I'll just say this now. If it wasn't for Reece James, I'll say Montal. That's it. There we go.
I'm gonna say this. Front line, I think we all agree. Mbappe, Benzema, Messi. I tried to get Haaland and everybody in, it doesn't work. Midfield 3, I'm going against all of you. I'm putting Casemiro in there. United bias always
Wow.
wins.
That's crazy.
No, but don't get me wrong. I think Gavi deserves a huge shout. I think credit where credit is due, without a doubt.
Pedri.
Valverde as well.
Bro.
You don't think Valverde deserves it over Casemiro?
Pedri deserves it over Casemiro.
Over contribution towards the Champions League and La Liga.
United bias, but I'm so sorry. I'm wearing the kit that he's performing in right now. Casemiro, Modric, De Bruyne. Back 4, you guys are gonna hate this.
Oh boy.
Cancelo, Thiago Silva, Alaba, Trippier.
Hey, I'm glad my Thiago Silva opinion got
I
you
actually
to put him
don't.
there.
I don't hate it.
It's not bad.
I just maybe the Thiago Silva one because where's Ruben Dias? You
Where's
said
Theo
Ruben Dias is clear.
Hernandez?
No, Ruben Dias is clear, but then like
Where's Theo Hernandez?
You think Ruben? You think
I really wanted to have a controversial starting 11, so I put Thiago Silva in. But no, I think Joao Cancelo's been better than Theo Hernandez. Like I like Theo Hernandez a lot. He won a Scudetto, but Joao Cancelo's clear.
Yeah, Thiago Silva.
Trippier, I think the fact that because of Reece James being injured so much, he isn't on. Oh wait, guys, I'm sorry. I gotta fix my center back. It's not Thiago Silva. It's Roberto Carlos, who's been playing every position possible. No, for sure. Just say he's been playing center back, play left wing, score goals. Like Roberto Carlos, plain it simple. But no, my back four genuinely. I Trippier, Alaba, Thiago Silva, Cancelo, and Courtois in goal, obviously.
Okay, I respect the Alba one.
I think this will sell packs. If this doesn't sell packs, FIFA, then it's on you. We gave you a good team. Don't listen to the community voted and listen to us.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
I say the Casemiro.
But boys, we are entering a final half hour. Oh, by the way, you missed this. Bayern signed a U17 player. They brought him up from the U19 team.
Who?
His name is Ardion Ibrahimovic. He's an Albanian-born midfielder. He's a Kosovar Kuchesi. Come on. Just give you a little reminder there, Steven.
Okay.
Yep. Albania and then Man United propaganda lives on. Now, we're going to do a quick little transfer review.
Okay.
So, Depay will 100% leave Barcelona. But where?
Atletico.
Yep.
Is Atletico the only option for him? Because they denied the allegations of him in talks with Inter Milan.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's like a bit like iffy because the thing is, obviously they're rivals and everything. Like I know it's like La Liga. I mean, I don't know. They're not even really competing for anything, Atletico, so I don't think it really matters. But
here's the thing: why would you let João Felix go on loan just to bring Memphis Depay in? That's the thing, because then supposedly they're trying to do a swap deal with Carrasco as well.
Yeah, I
It's
saw
like,
that.
Yeah.
So what's going on? Where's the idea? Personally,
Atletico and Barcelona business never makes sense. So
Personally-
I think it makes sense.
if I'm Chelsea fans, I'm upset the fact that they didn't go for Depay and they went for João
Loan.
Felix instead on loan.
That makes sense. Yeah,
Like I think Memphis could have done more for that Chelsea team than what João Felix could do for that Chelsea team.
definitely.
I mean,
It's
João
close,
Felix
it's close.
in Chelsea style studs up 3-match ban already. So
But best player in that match before that.
of
I
course,
think-
of course,
you-
I know.
you-
I'm just
you-
joking.
yeah,
I know.
definitely
I
for
know.
Chelsea.
No,
Definitely for
I
Chelsea.
think I'm excited for João Felix in Chelsea, especially Graham Potter, because I'm a Graham Potter fanboy. Before everyone was like, "Ew, Potter for Chelsea, dude, crazy."
I'm a hater.
No, I loved Graham Potter from even before the beginning of the year. Pull back the tapes on Match Week, you'll find it. But we also have Mudryk to Chelsea for $100 million.
I think people are sleeping on this transfer.
I think he's good, but
No.
he's not worth
I
$100
watched
million.
him. I watched
He's
him
not
play.
worth
I
$100
watched him play
million.
against Madrid, and all I know is that this kid is gonna be stellar, man.
To me,
I love Steven's bar. It's like when it comes to the national team, how they've played against Colombia.
He was
when it
ripping-
comes to a player, how they've played against Real Madrid.
He was ripping our defense apart. It wasn't only that, because I remember it was our group stage. Shakhtar Donetsk, so I was watching other games.
Shakhtar Donetsk. Yes.
Shakhtar Donetsk, yeah. So I was watching other games against Celtic. God, this kid, if he plays like he does in those games on the left hand side, then I think he's gonna rip it apart.
Well, here's the thing. I think I saved a screenshot of this because Chelsea has a lot of injuries and suspensions and things.
it's a full squad.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
a full starting
so
11.
He's gonna get a starting spot just right there on the
I
left
wonder,
hand side.
Dad, please tell me I was a smart host and I took a screenshot.
But to me, the Mudryk,
Nope, I probably saved it on this.
to me
yeah.
that signing feels, based off the transfer value, like you said, and I don't know his young age. I feel like it's like bound to be a flop signing.
You're setting
I think
someone
that-
for failure.
I hope-
don't
I
know.
hope
The thing is,
not.
look, for me,
I
a
hope-
signing,
I hope
like,
he-
okay, you're gonna base it off the transfer value and everything that costs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Here we go. So
I think that's
Chelsea's
just
missing,
sad, but-
missing players injured or suspended. Armando Broja, our Albanian. Kuchesi tore his ACL in a friendly, coming back from the World Cup. Really sad to see. Pulisic injured. João Felix suspended still. Sterling's injured. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is injured. Conte is injured. Chilwell injured. Zakaria injured. Fofana injured. Reece James injured. And Mendy injured.
Insane. That's a whole starting 11.
Amazing. It's
That's
crazy.
why, I think people are too harsh on Graham Potter. I
No,
think
yeah,
I
I definitely think you need to give him time because it's not none of this is his fault
because the Potter project doesn't happen
because
over
he
8 months.
he didn't get a transfer he didn't get a transfer market. He has a lot of injuries.
He also doesn't have a Graham Potter team. He has
Exactly.
he has a Thomas Tuchel team he's trying to work with.
Exactly. So I think none of it is his fault.
Give him time.
So give
Exactly.
him time. Give him to the season. Let him start fresh. And yeah, hopefully he does better in the second.
We also have Ruslan Malinovsky to Marseille. I don't know if you guys know the Ukrainian that plays
Yeah,
for
he was
Atalanta.
really
The
good,
one that
yeah.
always, that was
He
the one that
always-
always
he-
gets the inform
He
for
linked up with
Atalanta.
Duvan Zapata and
Yeah.
Muriel.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you love your Colombians, bro. Come on.
Of course, I remember. I was an Atalanta fan for a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Malinovsky, I mean, Nothing crazy about that one. Now, Daley Blind to Bayern on a free. I feel like this was like a low-key, under-the-radar one. I heard about it, but I don't think it's being talked about enough.
You can never go wrong with a free, right?
Because
the guy
the thing is,
doesn't
like,
work.
people are saying like he's old, but it's 6
Doesn't
months.
matter.
I know.
It's
I know.
a
To me, it
6-month
doesn't matter
loan.
because I think the guy has
There's
You're
no-
able to rotate
a
players.
lot of experience.
There's no risk.
and it's rotational wise. There's no risk. It's just
Because think about it, the man, he won an FA Cup with Manchester United. Like, what more of a serial winner do you want? You know,
he also started over Malasia.
that is true.
Yeah, so-
Oh yeah, in the World Cup, I don't understand that. I don't still. besides the
I
point.
understand it.
Calm it down over there. Pipe it down. And Steven's on timeout. No, I'm just joking. Hey, am I joking? Am I?
Okay.
Who knows? Steven
No,
talk.
yeah, it's blinking off and off on him.
Okay. No. So then we also have Trossard gone? Question mark. Where is he going?
He's
Leon. What was it? Leandro Trossard, right?
yeah,
Belgium.
He's having issues with.
Where can he go?
coach. That's what I'm thinking too. Like people are saying Chelsea. I don't
No,
know why.
waste.
They already
waste.
signed.
They have too much.
They already
They have
signed too much players. If it wasn't for Modric, then I would have said.
Honestly, if
mean-
João Felix didn't go, I could have understood.
As like a permanent replacement, not a loan.
Yeah.
You know, he could go to Atletico.
Who? Trossard?
Yeah,
But then they're trying to bring Depay in and they're trying to get rid of
because
Kroos.
they're if Carrasco leaves, then who do they have on that left hand?
That's why they're trying to bring in Depay, supposedly. I don't know.
Yeah, but he's gonna play.
If I'm Trossard, I go to Arsenal, honestly. Arsenal, they wouldn't mind the rotations, but because think about it, they need help in the forward line with Gabby Jesus being injured, right?
Yeah,
And Trossard's someone who can help rotate up front and stuff like that, so I think he's useful.
maybe.
But if I'm Arsenal, my priority is a center midfielder. Because if Xhaka, Partey, or even Odegaard gets injured, you need a backup, and Lokanga is not good enough a backup for you.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So
You're relying on El Neni and Lokanga, so you definitely need depth there, and I think that's what their priority should be. McAllister, I mean, speaking of depth, not death, depth. No one's died. We're talking about football.
you think he's gonna move?
McAllister, I mean, he's a World Cup winner.
In
Came
the
back to
summer.
Brighton.
In the summer,
He
but not
deserves
in
a
the
summer
winter.
move. Yeah.
Maybe in the winter. Teams are desperate for a midfielder. You don't think you think Liverpool will be desperate enough to throw the money out?
Was it Brighton that said that they threw out an offer and they're like nothing below this? Or we listen?
Brian
to
are
offers?
right now contesting possibly for a European position.
What, for Europa League, right?
Yeah,
They're testing
Europa
for right now.
I honestly think
I don't know, it
and I think that they could. I think they could achieve it.
So do I, because I think they've been able to keep the form up well with
Man,
even
they
Potter
play
leaving.
so well. They play so-
Fluid. I love it.
Yeah.
My thing is that like, if McAllister goes, I think the team that makes the most sense for him is Liverpool. Personally, You play him in a
I could
midfield
see it.
three?
I could see it.
with I'm trying to think, maybe like a Thiago, Fabinho, or even listen this, even a Thiago, Henderson, and McAllister is good. A Fabinho, Thiago, McAllister is good. McAllister, Henderson, and Fabinho is good. I think he would suit that midfield very, very well.
Yeah.
And also, I think he's a cheaper alternative to Jude Bellingham,
Definitely.
especially if he's like linked to going to Real Madrid and everything. Like, I think it's just too soon. All this for him right now, personally.
Yeah. Wait for Bellingham?
Bellingham, I think it's just crazy, like all the links and stuff. It just depends what direction Real Madrid's looking to go to. Because if they already have Tchouaméni and Camavinga, they have to get rid of either Kroos or Modric.
I think he's leaving in the summer, Bellingham.
But that's the point I'm making, though.
Yeah.
Is that if Bellingham goes to Madrid in the summer, Real has to get rid of Toni Kroos
I
or
think
Modric.
Isn't
Kro-
Kroos
I think Kroos is
retiring?
gonna retire.
He's
He's
retiring,
going to
right?
retire?
I don't know. Like there was like rumors going around that he's gonna retire, but
Yeah.
I don't know why. He's like 30.
Because he retired from the-
33. Yeah, but he's aged differently than everyone else, though.
I know. I don't know why.
If I'm him, I'll go to the MLS, bro. Make some money. Go play for like Inter
Probably
Miami or
would.
something.
But he's still,
Get the
he's
bag.
still.
Get the
he's-
bag. Look at
he's still-
Ronaldo, bro. Get the bag.
Al Nassr. I'm sure Al Nassr would love to give him a
Just
call.
imagine they go from they go for Casemiro, Kroos.
They're
I
calling
don't know why
everybody.
I was
They're
messing
they're
up.
trying to summon like the whole like.
They called
Ex Real Madrid team. They're gonna
Hazard.
get Ramos.
They're trying to call
They're
it
gonna get Marcelo.
Navas, and like what?
They're basically rebuilding Real
I
Madrid.
mean, I would
They're
love
gonna
to see
what
it,
happens.
but yeah,
Here's the thing: if they played, imagine if they played in UEFA, bro. Out this year,
that'd be fine.
you reassemble the Real Madrid team that won 3 back-to-back.
They would get destroyed.
Nah, I hope they sign Marcelo though. 'Cause I love to see that celebration.
That'd be
Such a good
awesome.
celebration.
Now here's the thing: Pablo Sarabia to Wolves for $5 million.
I think it's such a good season.
That's a great signing.
Like-
Pablo Sarabia, I hate that he went to PSG. I knew it wasn't going to work out for him. I felt bad for him when he went there. And then he went to Sporting.
Okay,
he didn't really hit the ground running.
Every time I watch Pablo Sarabia play, like he plays pretty well.
yeah,
I think. in my
I
opinion.
think Sarabia to Wolves is what Wolves need. They need
Yeah.
more creativity.
I think that's an amazing signing, especially for $5 million.
yeah,
That's a
$5 million,
steal.
you
That's a
can't
steal.
complain at all.
Great deal.
Napoli and Leeds are in for a Noah High the Moroccan midfielder that plays for Angers.
I think Napoli is gonna get him.
You think Napoli over Leeds?
Yeah, just because.
I'm just saying, imagine a midfield three.
Because imagine Jesse Marsh and
Dude, Jesse Marsh. Imagine a midfield three of Tyler Adams, Brendan Aronson, and Noah High.
I think it's a pretty good midfield.
That's filth.
I think for the sake of Napoli, you roll out the rest of the season the way you're looking right now instead of adding more players. What do they? What do they need?
Yeah, but no.
They're competing for a champion.
Yeah.
I think they could honestly get to the final.
Who? What for? What?
Napoli.
For
Champions League. Oh, you're right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, there's
You know what?
They need depth
You know
for
what?
that. They need
Yeah.
going for the depth. If there's a chance that you can win it, go for it.
exactly.
I really think they have a chance. That might sound crazy,
Exactly, me
but
too.
they're
There's
really
not
good.
crazy.
No, that's not
They've
crazy.
been lights out this season.
They
Lozano.
beat Juventus 5-1.
That's good.
Oh, I'm gonna pull up the squad real quick because this Napoli squad I think is going under the radar too much.
They beat this like
Lozano doesn't even start anymore. Comes off the bench.
Yeah, but still,
crazy,
He
yeah.
has a shift. He plays.
Crazy depth.
Napoli are not under this radar. They've only lost one game.
Personally, I think football fans are not giving them enough credit.
I agree, but
Here's the thing: 15 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss.
they were undefeated until Inter beat them like it was like a week ago.
Inter beat them 2-0. That
We're
was their first
in
game.
January right now,
Oh yeah.
Here's the thing: they've lost. Here's the problem though,
and they've only lost. They only had one loss.
They've
before. It
lost
was
to
Liverpool.
Villarreal. They've lost to Lille, and then they lost to Inter right after. So 3 games on the bounce they lost.
Wait, what team did he lose?
Oh
to?
No, never mind. I was looking at the club friendlies. I apologize. Sorry,
No, yeah.
club friendlies.
There's
They
no-
threw me for a loop. Give me the loop.
Every time-
Champions League, they beat Ajax 6-1. Then they beat Ajax again 4-2.
They only lost to Liverpool.
And they were already through that game. I
Yeah.
think.
they were already.
So it
they
didn't
were
even
already-
matter.
So they play like a weak
The
squad.
bench.
So I honestly think Napoli could. They're gonna
Who
give
do
it
they
out.
have coming up
Nope.
next in the Champions League? Frankfurt. That's gonna be easy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. They're gonna rinse
5-0.
Frankfurt.
Imagine that'd be insane if they won a Champions League.
Frankfurt.
I think they could do it. I think people are sleeping.
That'd be great. That'd be cool.
I'm not promoting any type of unhealthy behavior, but if you have some, oh no, I found some money on the floor. That's something I put towards a Napoli prediction. Not gonna say anything else beyond that, but you know, you can put a little money to it. See what happens. But no, I think it's a great shout for Napoli. I think getting a Noah High, I think will help their midfield tremendously.
I think
Because
they're
right
winning
now,
some type of trophy.
what it's Merritt who starts for them most of the time. I want to say Merritt or Sirigu.
Merit and net. Yeah.
Merritt, and then their back line, Juan Jesus, Romani, another Albanian. Come on.
Kim J.
Kim
and Jay goes off.
Beast.
Giovanni Di Lorenzo at fullback as well. And has it been Olivier or Rui playing?
It's
left
Rui.
back? It's
Marco Rui starts. Yeah.
And then the midfield has been
Laborca and Giza.
Elmas. Don't disrespect Elmas.
Zelensky.
And Ndombele they got?
Zelensky.
They have Zielinski
Yeah, they have
and
Ndombele.
Gisa. And then Elmas and oh my god, okay. I didn't realize the midfield is actually that solid.
Yeah.
And the front line, Giovanni Simeone, Lozano. They've had the George. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce his name.
Crava. I just call him Crava.
Yeah, there we go. Cravo. We're gonna go with him. All right. The Georgian. You also have Victor Osimhen, Raspadori. Politano even puts a shift in. Lozano. Like this team is looking great.
Yeah.
Spalletti, you gotta love him. I love him.
It's a definition of 100 chemistry.
Definition of 100. Yeah, you can say that again.
Just bringing that.
I do have to say, a lot of teams that are going off right now in their leagues are all mentality monsters.
Yeah.
All of them, like United right now. I'm not even saying it because I'm a United fan. Genuinely, it's mentality.
No, yeah.
Because,
Absolutely.
for example, Marcus Rashford, right? The last time Marcus Rashford was doing this well was under Ole. I know no one really rates Ole that well. But the one thing he did was manage that team, and everyone's mentality under him was a whole nother level.
Caselli.
Oh, yeah, the Selly, bro.
It's cold.
Oh, I gotta love
it's
it.
cold. I'll be doing that soon.
It's cold, bro. Well, in my NJ Play League, we're just going to go. That's it.
It's pretty cool.
Oh, man, pretty cold. I mean, talking about another transfer here. We have Jan Sommer to FC Bayern, official.
Great move.
Wait.
To
y'all
Bayern.
To
Jan
Bayern?
Sommer to Bayern.
Happened? Really?
Yeah,
This
today.
morning.
That's why Match Week goes on Wednesdays from 10 to 12 p.m., ladies and gentlemen, because we get the breaking news from European leagues.
That's a good.
That's
an amazing.
That's a great replacement, right? Because Neuer's out for a year at least
Yeah,
with the broken leg.
Summer is probably the second best goalkeeper in that league.
it is. So kudos to them, right?
Man, but they just take every other.
That's why it's called. Why do they make jokes of why it's called the Bayern Liga, dude? Like, come on.
Man,
Like, come on, Steven. You know better.
yeah, that's true.
You know better. Don't try to pretend like you don't know what's going on.
No, that's a really good sign.
It is.
For how much?
For how much? I think it was.
I'll check.
I think it wasn't that much. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, because goal.
Well, he's in his 30s now, right?
Yeah.
But that's just prime.
So here's the thing, boys. There's a game happening at 3:00 today. A very important game, some would say. Very, very important. And it is Man United versus Crystal Palace. Now, only reason why I'm talking about this because the table right now is actually mental. So Man United have a game in hand and tied in for third with Newcastle, and they're only 1 point behind City for second place, with both at the same amount of games. Just saying.
I
If
think
City loses
Manchester
against
United's winning
Spurs
3-0.
tomorrow, huh?
United's winning 3-0.
I don't know. I'm
3-1.
always. Here's the thing. You know me, Steven. I don't make predictions, so I get jinxed a lot. So I'm just letting it vibe out. All right? We call it a vibe.
Yeah.
Baby, are you coming for the ride? You know? My only concern for just Palace personally is that they don't have Anderson, they don't have MacArthur, and they don't have Ferguson.
They're performing so bad. Like
They started off really well. I think the issue
they
is
did.
I think the issue is that you're when
Zaha's ghosted. All their little attacking main players like Essie. I don't know if any of them.
here's the thing, Mateta. It's Mateta. It's who's the other Frenchman?
Edward.
Edouard.
Edward, yeah.
And then Zaha is the front line with Olise and Eze sort of interchanging in and out with certain positions.
I don't know.
I think it's just because when every other team is, you know what I think. I personally looking at this team, I think the problem is the right side of their defense because they rely on Tompkins and they rely on Nathaniel
I think
Klein.
their defense is what lacks the most.
Because the left side I really like. I like Tyreek Mitchell and I really like Gahey.
If you give them good wingbacks or like not wingbacks but like just fullbacks in general.
Hey, all I'm saying is if Wan-Bissaka goes back to Crystal Palace,
Yeah.
I'd be worried if I'm someone playing against Crystal Palace. Then.
But he's not.
But I mean, who knows?
After Wan-Bissaka picked it up again, it's just.
My thing is though is that like
He's having a
if
definite
Wan-Bissaka gets sold, United's problem is that they need to sign a backup right back, right? Because you can't expect Diogo Dalot to play every single game and not get injured and not have something happen to him, right? So that's like my
You
thing.
want to sell Wan-Bissaka?
I don't. I'm just
Okay.
saying what the possibilities are.
No.
I'm not giving my personal opinion.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not jinxing today's game. I'm just letting it vibe out, you know? Just saying. But United's injuries, I mean, Diogo Dalot is still resting his hamstring. Tuanzebe is still injured. Anthony Martial has a knock, which means the debut of the man, the myth, the legend, Woot Weghorst. Give me a woot woot. Give me a woot woot. Luke,
Just 'cause
give me a
he's
woot
stressed out Messi in
woot.
that- that's-
He got smoked by Argentina.
Luke, give me a woot woot.
Woo, woo.
There we go. It was that hard. Did I have to
mean-
to scream at you? Come on.
I mean, I feel bad for him. He got bodied by Messi.
Yeah, he's wearing brace against Argentina, bro. Man, it's dirty. No, Sancho is finally coming back, but I don't think he's gonna play this game.
Nah.
Poor Donny Van de Beek, bro. Out for the season.
Are you serious?
Knee injury. Yeah.
Wow.
Poor Donny. Can't get a break. Can't catch a break.
Oh my God, man! If he just didn't go to United,
Yep.
if he went
that's right.
anywhere else but United,
Only at United.
I'm trying to think. Where else could he have gone?
he could have went to Real Madrid.
Yeah, but Real, honestly, that's a shout. Real should have gone for him.
I know,
Because
he
they
was linked to us.
Because dude, they were still trying to deal with Danny Ceballos and like
we would have had instead of Denny Ceballos, we would have had Van de Beek.
that would have been dirty. Not gonna lie. Here's the
Denny
thing.
Ceballos is so
Here's the thing,
bad.
because maybe when he's back full fitness, he can maybe start filling that Eriksson role. Maybe.
I just want.
I will say
I
though,
want to see him back to
the
his
one thing I
prime.
will say is that Casemiro will not be playing today, guaranteed, because they don't want to risk him getting suspended for the Arsenal game.
Really?
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Because if him or Fred pick up another yellow card, they're suspended for the next game.
And it's hard to not. It's hard for Casemiro to not get a card, right?
You think he's gonna play though at all?
Huh?
He's got to play.
No, I don't think so. I don't think they risk it. I don't think they risk it.
If it's like
Because the game against Arsenal, because if they win today and they beat Arsenal, that gets them closer to getting first place. I think Ten Hag wants that first
So
place.
Who would you play instead of?
I think it's going to be a midfield three of Fernandez, Fred, and Eriksson. And Rashford's probably going to play wide, and Weghorst is going to start up top.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or it might be Rashford up top, Garnacho wide, and Anthony out right.
You don't think Marshall's gonna start?
Martial's out with an knock. He can't play.
I thought he played last game.
Hey, he picked up a knock in the last game.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, why do you think Garnacho came on?
I changed my.
I'm gonna change my. You're welcome. All right,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome. Oh my god! Actually, I haven't checked my fantasy Premier League in so long.
I'm actually top 3,000.
You know what I want
in
to
the
do?
USA.
I want to leave it alone for the rest of the season. See how I do.
Yeah?
Even though I paid for the league I'm playing in, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Just to sort of finish going over our previews, we also have City versus Spurs tomorrow. Now, I really want Spurs to win, but I don't think they will. because they're so stagnant and they're so dry.
I feel like Spurs always pulls off a result against City.
But the issue is that like,
it's Spurs, man. They always beat City. I don't know what it is, but they just always beat
yeah.
them.
But the issue is that Spurs has looked so dry, and then Conte isn't changing things up, so there's nothing much to do. Personally, I don't understand why Jet Spence isn't getting time.
Who?
Jet Spence, the young lad.
Oh,
they signed.
the right back.
Yeah, because it's just been Emerson and Doherty. I'm like, dude,
All of them have been so bad.
I know. I'm like, dude, just give Jet Spence a
They just need to
chance.
sign Pedro Porro and call it a day. That's it.
No, don't waste. No, here's the thing: if you are not keeping Antonio Conte for the next 4 months, if he's only staying there for 4 months and that's it, he's gone. Do not waste your money on Pedro Porro because then you're gonna have 4 fullbacks. You're gonna have Doherty. You're gonna have Doherty. You're gonna have Emerson Royale. You're gonna have Jet Spence, and then you're gonna have Pedro Porro.
I think all those right backs. Well, besides
Plus they still have
Spence
plus they still have Sergi
and they
Reguilon
have
on loan.
Tengaga as well, but all of them have been below par. All of them.
But it doesn't matter, dude. You can't have that many on your wage bill and expect them to like
No, but
usurp
sign
money.
Pedro Porro and deal with the rest of them later. But
Nah.
They need Pedro.
If I'm Spurs, the season's chalked.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, because even with the team they've had, they're still fifth
Nah,
place.
they're not
They're still fifth
chalked.
place.
Yeah, but they could at least somewhat if they try to contest. For
The
Champions
closest
League.
team to them is Brighton, and they have a game in hand against Brighton. So Brighton could technically break top 5 if they win the next game.
But you can't say Spurs is out. They could potentially.
All that I know is that
if they pull
I
things
get.
together,
I
maybe
I'm gonna let you guys know something. All I know is that I get to shave a certain somebody's head because of a bet they made.
of the Wolves.
No, so not Maz. Maz
Oh,
already shaves his point. So Besmir, a resident guest on this show, made a bet that he will shave his head if Spurs and Arsenal finish higher than Chelsea.
Oh man.
Guess where Chelsea are right now?
Oh my
10th
god.
place. So I am sitting high and mighty on my chair. Oh man. I mean, just for the go over the rest of the games we have
Poor
on. Not poor Besmir. That's his fault. That's what you get for Chelsea propaganda.
Yeah, that's true.
Saturday is Liverpool versus Chelsea. Speaking of teams that are down bad.
I saw BR Football post something. It was like the mid-off.
In the middle.
They actually
it really
posted it.
is.
Like I honestly didn't expect that. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, they know it. They're subconscious. I think
It's a big game for those
I
two.
think Liverpool pulls the victory. Just because they have a better forward line right now
Is
than
it
Chelsea.
Is that at Anfield?
I am checking right now.
I say
Yeah,
just
it
a
is.
draw.
It is at Anfield.
Wow.
I say 1-1 draw. Kai Havertz.
It might be a terrible.
Well, here's the thing, right? Just
terrible
go over.
game.
Darwin
Just
Núñez.
here's the thing. Just go over injuries. Van Dijk, Firmino, Luis Diaz, Diogo Jota, Nunez, and Artur all out.
Nunes is injured.
Huh?
Nunes is injured.
Yeah, he picked up a knock. He's doubtful. So for Chelsea, João Felix, Fofana, Reece James, Raheem
No, João
Sterling,
Felix has a red
and Golo. Yeah, he's suspended because
Oh,
of the red
okay,
card.
okay, okay.
Wesley Fofana, Reece James, Sterling, Conte, Mendy, Zakaria, Pulisic, Chilwell, Broha out.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So Chelsea that's why I think it's a Chelsea loss
Wait,
because
is
of so many
Mudryk
injuries.
able to play this game?
Mudryk, he'll probably be able to play.
Okay, then.
He should be registered in time.
Off the bench.
I say Chelsea win.
Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest. I think Bournemouth.
No,
No,
9 and Forest all day.
I want Jay Kings to score, bro. Before Bournemouth is looking really, really good.
Nah, Jay Links is injured.
Oh, he's right.
It's a
Yeah, so
February.
Forest gonna lose.
No, I was actually watching a little bit. Forest and Forest have actually been in good form recently.
Here's the thing. I
Warrior-
low key hope they don't get relegated because I really like Gary O'Neill.
No, actually, I think they win 2-0, like easy.
Leicester, Brighton clear.
Brian.
Yeah.
Brian's
Southampton, Aston Villa,
tie.
draw, fair. West Ham, Everton.
Oof.
I want to say Everton
I
just
say they
because.
draw.
Crystal Palace, Newcastle. I think Newcastle because Palace is gonna come off a midweek game.
Newcastle, yeah.
And then quick review for Sunday games: Leeds versus Brentford.
Leeds.
Brentford.
I think it's a draw.
I think maybe a draw too. But
Man City versus Wolves.
City.
Wolves upset.
Oof.
I love it.
I want Wolves to win so bad. I really do. My heart says Wolves. My
I have
brain
a feeling
says
like
City.
Wolves are gonna upset. I don't know why. I
And
have a feeling.
the most important game on Sunday: Man United versus Arsenal at 11:30 a.m.
4-3 Gunners. I'm sorry.
Oof. I'm calling a Wout Weghorst hat trick. No, I'm just
call
joking.
a draw because every time I watch
I think it might be a
Arsenal
draw.
United, it's a draw.
No. You want to know what it is?
Ronaldo's master class.
You know what it is? I think just because that Ten Hag got in Arteta's head the first game, tactically, because I think that's the only reason why personally we beat out Arsenal is because it was a tactical, chess game. I think that this might be a draw.
Yeah, I feel like every single time I watch Arsenal United, it's just always like, oh, it's a hyped up.
Rashford
and it's
has
like a draw.
Rashford has to go supernova if there's gonna be a win. Has to.
Yeah.
He has to have the best performance of his life. He basically has to do another 2 goals and assists like he did for his debut against Arsenal. That's what he's gonna have to do.
Yeah, basically.
But boys, that wraps up this week on Match Week. Now, for those of you who are wondering why you guys wrapping up a little bit early, because we're doing a preview here because we have the two of 3 co-hosts, Thomas Gaffney, Top G. I'm a little upset with you, but it's fine. You have class? Okay, skip your class.
Yeah.
A little upset, but it is what it is. Boys, you have a show on the station, and the show name is It's Called Soccer! Now, why don't you give us a little preview about the show? Tell us what it's about.
All right, so our show will be covering everything MLS to transfers, predictions, hot takes. When the season gets underway, we'll be obviously covering all the matches. And, we're trying to bring MLS, trying to grow the sport a bit in America.
Yeah.
We know Europe's top 5 leagues are doing great, but, as in America, soccer is a growing sport. It's behind many other sports so far, but I think in the coming years, MLS will continue to grow. And now that all the big players in Europe are starting to come over at the end of their career, I think it'll grow the popularity. Soon we'll probably have Messi and Ronaldo in MLS at some point, and all the other guys are going to follow that.
Yeah, I mean the league's growing. It's growing in popularity, money wise, everything. So I mean we want to contribute to that. We want to we think it's an exciting project, so we want to talk more about it. And we just tune in to listen to our
if you like,
to our hot
if you want.
takes, transfer news, and everything.
What time does you guys show play? If you don't mind telling me.
So we're from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Thursdays. So tomorrow morning, tune in if you would like.
If you'd like to, no call to actions
Yeah,
here
no
at
call
WMSC
to action.
90.3
Yeah,
FM. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Luke and Steven, for coming in studio today. My name is Ardi Emini. And, this is Match Week. Or hit us with this, Steven. No,
It's Match Week.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you tell somebody you love them. We'll see you next time. Bye.